creamer. Huge creamer.
Cream in it.
Yeah.
Well, there's always half and half.
Yeah.
Half and half, but I always do half and half. So maybe I just did more than
Maybe
usual.
we're heavy-handed because I'm bitter enough. I don't need the bitterness.
Oh, I was saying to Danielle, the only reason I found out about that song, I'm watching an anime that it's the first anime I've seen where every end credit scene is different and they use a different song at the end of each episode. And that one came up and I was like, ooh, there's something to this song. And I looked up to see, for some reason, 9 times out of 10 when you're watching anime, the band that is doing the music, even though they're Japanese, has an English name and it's written in English and it said Barbie Boys. And I was like, well, I have to look up Barbie Boys.
But it's written like
B-A-R-B-E-E. Yeah. Barbie Boys.
Like Ray Barbie.
Ray Barbie, that's right.
Bilby Bagman.
From Lord of the Rings. All right, I think I did everything. 3, 2, 1. Go Nintendo Podcast, webisode 1023, the Iron Crown Podcast. Mom Brain, please tell us about Iron Crown.
Sure. Iron Crown resembles a mysterious object introduced in a paranormal magazine as a cutting-edge weapon shaped like a Koba lion.
I'm aware.
Duh.
You're probably the most aware out of... Oh, I'm sorry. Deux is definitely aware, but you after him.
I know. I'm a doctor too.
Pokemon doctor.
Dr. Pokemon. They're 5 feet tall, 343.9 pounds. Gender's unknown. Category is Paradox. And the abilities include Quark Drive, which boosts the Pokemon's most proficient stat on electric terrain, or if the Pokemon is I lost my place. If the Pokemon is holding booster energy, this is, I'm sorry to tell you, the end of the Pokemon section for this week.
Thanks, Mom Brain. Much appreciated.
Sure thing.
By the way, for those who are here live, I just want to stress once again, if you're getting likes on or ha-has or whatever on your Discord messages that say they're from Mom Brain, they're actually from me because I'm using her iPad.
Or they're from me because I am also signed in as me.
Okay, but if you get a message directly to you, that is the real life Mom Brain. Other than that, it's a 50-50 shot. Mom Brain is here.
Sure I am.
How are you doing, Mom Brain? Mom Brain had a typical Saturday where she tried to fit in way too much into not enough time. And she's feeling it.
I gotta
feel it.
Listen, I'm super melancholy because I'm trying to process.
I'll take the melancholy.
I'm trying to process the tens of millions of men who have been exposed. That is not to say that's the only men who are doing it, but for,
rape
taking classes on how to rape women. I knew that's the world I lived in, but there is still something. There's a little bit of a stank on it when you see it just blatantly laid out for you by mainstream media.
Well, yes, you know that it's like we've said about the internet in general. You know that garbage is out there, but then when it's brought to the forefront and becomes headlines, you're like,
what did I miss? What did I miss?
You didn't hear about this? Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know that we should get into it for the podcast, but we could tell you, I'm not going to get into it. I'll send you a link and you can read about it.
Okay.
Just because it's like extra heavy topic, but I sympathize with your pain. I won't say that I empathize because that doesn't feel correct, but I sympathize with your pain. And you're surrounded by good people. Dew's here. I'm here. Josh Grobot is here. George is here. And all the lovely people of Discord are here.
And that is sort of what my only saving grace is, that 9 rooms out of 10 that I'm in, I am surrounded by good men who are as appalled as I am and who I trust. And I don't think that that's lightly earned. I mean, Ramit will tell you, last weekend we went out for ice cream and we went to a really nice bookshop beforehand. And when we were in the bookshop, I was really on one. I walked down an aisle and there were 2 young men and they were kind of blocking my way. And when they saw me coming, they said something about oh, sorry. And they moved. And when they said sorry, I just, as I walked past them, said, you should be. And we got outside and Rami was like, "Did you say you should be?" And I was like, "I did." And he was like, "You got to be careful."
Yeah. So do the report. I believe originally
CNN
stemmed
broke
from
it.
CNN. Yes, it was their investigative reporting. So I'm going to send you their link. I want to make good on what I said I would do. So, that's the first article on CNN I ever read where it was like, before you click in here, yep, you're getting it too. It's like, be careful. But anyway, sorry, Mom Brain, I understand, but we'll try and keep it fun and fresh and light today, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
We'll try and get you in a great way. You're eating cheese. You went to Aldi and you found a birthday kit and Aldi pants, and I'm sure you got other fun treats there. Come on, name one treat you got.
Oh, I got stuff to make treats, but there were a couple things I couldn't get. And George, I would like to file a complaint.
What's that?
I went to Aldi. And when I went to, I do self-checkout. And when I went to go to self-checkout.
It's better than standing in line.
Yeah. I couldn't scan the bag of limes that I was getting.
And free.
And then I tried to input the, you can like type in like limes and didn't come up. It was like they didn't exist.
I know the code.
So then I had to say to myself,
got it on his shirt like that Costco guy.
Yeah. Then I had to think like, okay, do I just steal these limes or do I leave them here? I left them, which actually should be surprising.
That's what I'm holding on to right now.
Had I been at like Walmart, I would have probably just taken them, but because it's Aldi and I know they do what they can to like keep prices low and they're for the people, I didn't steal
these
them.
limes.
Right.
Well, George has got you. If you ever need more limes, George has got you.
Thank you, George.
There's plenty to go around. Josh is here. Oh, I'm sorry. Deux is here.
Ooh.
How are you doing?
Well.
Now Josh Garbett is here. Friend from college. How are you? Old buddy, old pal.
I am the world's best singer. I'm here to grace you with my presence.
Love it. And nothing like the classics. Belting out the classics. Let's say hello to Discord. Hello, Vachi, who sent a lovely rat playing a keyboard xylophone. Hello, Granimus and Backseat Studios and Burn and Cheese. Radical Defect and Roth. Oh, Tony De La Mancha, who has, what is his name? Is that Quark? Was his name Quark?
I believe so.
Is that why? Because that's who I think of, and I keep thinking his name's Quark, but I wasn't a big Deep Space Nine fan. I watched some episodes. I need to give it another try. Hello, Red Souza, and Ice Dilber, and Kalta, and Mark, and I feel like I said Burn and Cheese, but just in case, Burn and Cheese, Gecko, Kitsune, Sneaker Hacks, whoever else is in here. Thanks for joining us. I appreciate your time on this weekend.
Also, I did maybe go back to that bookstore and get another book.
Yeah. Same employee?
Yeah. I was like, oh, this is awkward. Hi.
She was very friendly, but she also seemed like she's not the best at small talk, but she's young.
Yeah.
Also, we're like old.
Did you actually?
I punched her. Yeah.
Did you hear me talking to the woman who walked in yesterday? So there's a bookstore near us that it caters, it's like a romantasy bookstore, right? So it caters to like a certain kind of audience. And, because it's local and whatnot, I want to make sure I'm giving it business, the whole shebang. So we go yesterday and it's kind of like, it's in an old house, I think. So it's like 3 rooms or 4 rooms, like back. So you like go in the first room and walk back into the.
It's definitely a house to the degree of when we went in there, I was like, I didn't ask, but in my mind, I'm like, is there like more bookstore back there? Like, when am I going to go into somebody's actual house? I didn't know, but the whole thing is the store.
So we get in there. Rami like kind of pokes around a little, but then goes and sits in the back room. And it's kind of like meant for that, right? I think that's like the vibe they want. It's like kind of like a clubhouse sort of vibe.
Talking about me?
So a woman walks in.
Name a woman.
And I went, I just thought I should let you know that there's a man in the room back there. He's mine and he's perfectly safe. I didn't want you to walk back there and be alarmed. This just doesn't feel like a place where a man should be by himself. He is accompanied. And she was like, thanks. Like, I think.
Yeah, you probably did what you usually do, which is you come on, there's certain things where you're like, I think this way, so everybody thinks this way, and you come on very strong about it, and I'm gonna say 6 out of 10 times it can scare somebody. So you probably.
But I felt like if I was in like that specific place, it feels very like very female oriented. It should be like a safe space for women. And if I saw a dude just sitting in the room
So
back there,
in a bookstore.
So RMC was sitting in one of the rooms and you warned them,
basically. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I was like, there's a man back there, like, but he's good.
You
like,
know, this might be crazy to you, but gay guys read the gay books and hetero guys also read all those books
understand.
too.
It has nothing to do with sexuality. It has everything to do with the fact that
But
why would a
guys
man be here?
Exactly. That's a weird question.
If I walked back there and there was a man unaccompanied by a woman, I would be like, hold on.
There's a man reading a book here.
Excuse me?
Someone should know.
I would like to speak to a manager. You know,
He's just looking at the pictures.
I'm gonna say that's overkill. He doesn't know how to read. That's overkill. Yes.
Yeah, probably. But
and now when you go to a place like that, in my mind, I would think probably largely a female clientele. Yes.
Yeah.
But if I saw a guy there, I wouldn't be like, oh man.
Well, because you're not a woman.
I understand, but also I think what you're not recognizing is there are plenty of women who don't think that as well.
Mm-hmm.
And saying that probably made her more uneasy to be like the fact that she had to say this about
like
this
what's
guy?
what's wrong with
Well,
this guy?
but part of me also was worried that you would be worried.
Nope.
That women would be like, why is he here?
Nope.
So I was.
The best part is, so now I didn't know you had this conversation. So when she came back there, she's thinking all that, and I'm just sitting there not knowing any of that happened.
Yeah.
So, and of course, I did what I do when I see all new people. I made very evil eyes and stared at her, which is just my thing. But now she took it the wrong way.
I got up and just stared at every book. I sniffed every book she touched, and it was great. she took a book out, took a look at it, put it back. I took it, took a whiff.
I like you tasting books. Here's the really best part. She was wearing an Epcot shirt.
Who?
That woman.
The one that went back to get the book?
Yes.
And then, wait, here's the best part.
Because the employee that worked there used to work at Epcot, which was a discussion that we had. So she probably could have had a great conversation with this lady, but you scared her too much about me and then nothing.
Well, also, she was looking for a book on a shelf underneath where I was looking, and I saw the book she pulled out. And so when I was looking at the books, I was like, well, maybe, I don't know, maybe she's onto something. So like, let me look. And it was like the genre that is like the most off-putting to me. It's like sexy possessive mafia men smut. And I was like, well, she probably would have loved it that he was back there then. Like,
right.
I mean, not that you look like a mafia man, but I was like,
looking for a new Gunman.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I don't know if they call him mafia man. Oh, a mafia man.
I mean, that's
It's more like an anime pirate's first mate or something.
Yes, I was wearing an anime shirt like I am tonight.
Yeah.
Nikki Hill, who is not here, we speak your name. He just messaged me now, and he said she walked back there, and you were gooning. You know what I was doing? I was on my phone sending myself stories that I wanted to post when I got home. That's what I was doing. Oddly enough, one of the stories was really cool. Man, I have said, all right.
It was about this class I'm going to sign up for.
Let's transition over to the things to talk about before we get to actual news. And believe it or not,
I believe
two of the three are related directly to Nintendo.
I believe it.
So the first one that I wasn't even going to talk about, but I'll talk about it now.
How many
As I said,
are related to Pokemon?
None.
I have to leave. My doctorate in Pokemon is not necessary.
Goonin from daybreak to noonin, says Granimus. That's amazing. That's the only way to do it.
Goonin
So,
from Noonin.
I was sending myself stories that I wanted to cover when I got home, and I found out about a story on Time Extension. Great website, by the way. Time Extension is focused on all retro gaming stuff.
Oh, is that? Never mind.
Nope, now you got to do it.
Is that politician that teleported to like a Denny's? Is that the kind of time management you're talking about?
No. Time Extension, I believe, is what you hear when you're playing Time Crisis and you get more time. I think that's why it's called that.
Reload. Reload.
Yes, you hear that, definitely. Some game definitely says Time Extension in it. But anyway. Sorry, Mom Brain, there's going to be a story that relates to both of you later. But you know of the game Wild Gunman?
Wild Gunman sounds very
for the
familiar.
NES, made by Nintendo.
Oh yeah.
The Zapper game.
Yeah.
You know, you shoot them, they
It's
spin
like
around.
Hogan's Alley.
Yes. So, do you know anything else about that game?
No.
So, Wild Gunman, made by Nintendo on the NES, was actually, I don't even want to say a port because it's not a port. It was a reimagining of a game by Nintendo of the same name that was in arcades in 1974.
Dickety too.
They had a game called Wild Gunman in arcades in 1974. Based on my research, it seems like they only made 100 arcade cabinets for it, so very small, because it was a giant cabinet and it was a full motion video cabinet, like Mad Dog McCree or something like that, but decades before, where you had a gun like the Zapper and a cowboy would walk out, an evil one, of course.
Probably looked like an old 70s porn.
Yeah, when the screen gives you a cue, you would shoot to try and shoot the cowboy.
Cool.
Alan, the cowboy. But it had, so this is 1974. So inside the cabinet is giant film reels of this footage, and there's 4 scenarios that you can go through, and the different reels play depending on what you do. If you miss your
People
shot,
are
or
like
anything
having
like
heart
that.
attacks in there, thinking they've actually been shot by the video screen.
So, didn't get a big run, very bulky, and giant film reels, and they didn't last long because the clips are playing over and over and over again when people are playing, so they deteriorate very quickly. So these cabinets are pretty much lost to time, and one guy out there wanted to like pay homage and revive Wild Gunman, so he went on a search to try and find the reels, but because again so many of them were eaten up just by time and have disappeared that they're so hard to find. There's 4 reels in general. This guy found their A, B, C, D. He found A and B completely intact. He found a portion of C, and D seems to be lost to time. Nobody has the D reel, or it hasn't been found yet. But he got that footage through various auctions.
I'll give him the D reel.
And he digitized it. And now he's built his own Wild Gunman arcade unit. Yes, thank you for putting the video in there, Roth. It's amazing. So
actually, Spiders and Flies might have something to say about that.
He's a historian for arcade cabinets. So I'm sure Nintendo's upset about it. But now, thanks to this guy, we have digitized footage of Wild Gunman. Again, not all of it, but a good chunk of it that will forever live on, which is awesome. I think it's a really cool story because, again, this stuff is lost to the annals of history. Maybe Nintendo has reels somewhere in their vaults or whatever, maybe to be revived one day. But it's just really cool to see somebody work so hard to revive something like this, because otherwise it would have been lost to time. And you can't really find Wild Gunman arcade cabinets anywhere. They were hard to find when they originally came out. And nowadays, forget it. It's next to impossible. So I just thought this was a really cool thing. Go read the story on Time Extension, or go read our story, or go watch the video that Roth put in there. The video is from 74XX Arcade Repair on YouTube. It's called Wild Gunman, Resurrecting Nintendo's First Coin-Op on its 50th Anniversary. It was a really cool video.
Man.
And it's a little piece of Nintendo history that I learned more about.
Imagine if that guy just played Red Dead Redemption 2.
You'd be like, wow, this is way better. I don't have to do any work. It's just all ready to play. Roth says, yeah, the live action cutscenes of the arcade version preserved. Yeah, it's really cool. I really like that stuff. I would, if I could have like pieces of gaming history, that's the kind of stuff I would want. Like the weird random, especially full motion video stuff, like the masters of Sewer Shark or something like that. That would be amazing. Or the original reels of Dragon's Lair or stuff like that. I really like that kind of just experimental era of video games. So there's that story I didn't intend to talk about, but it is Nintendo related. Now, in other news that is Nintendo related, this is crazy. So I'm not gonna. This is crazy. I'm not gonna talk about the outlet. Please don't name it because you're here looking at my phone. But so we know there's leakers of Nintendo information like Mr. Grubb and other people. It doesn't matter. But they're getting their information from somewhere. We don't know what their sources are, but we've seen plenty of leakers that obviously do have connections to those who are in the know, and information gets leaked that is true. And it's become a big problem for Nintendo because more and more leakers are coming out that are getting information that is very sensitive that ends up being true.
How do they get this information?
So somebody or multiple people within Nintendo are leaking this stuff, obviously. And
Is
they're
it a
talking to
quid
people.
pro quo thing, or are they just doing it for the love of the game?
Hey, Stevie, good to see you. That's what Kit Ellis, former Nintendo employee, was talking about. He's like, what is in it for the people who are sharing these leaks and the leakers themselves? He's like, what? Like, because, okay, you get internet notoriety, but it's not like you're getting, I guess you could make money off of it, be like, subscribe to my Patreon and whatever. But like, you're putting yourself in potentially very big legal hot water. Like, you could get yourself in serious trouble here. So what's the, other than internet clout, what are you doing it for? So yes, that's the whole thing. But we're hearing that Nintendo is now out to really try and plug these leaks. So Nintendo is putting out their own leaks, or not putting out their own leaks. They're disseminating information within the company that is false, 100% false, to see if it does leak. And they'll be like, okay, we told so-and-so this and it got out there. So we know,
It's like some Tyrion Lannister stuff.
one of these 4 people is one of the leakers. Like, that's what they're doing. Apparently, that's what we have heard is going on, which is a smart thing to do and a warranted thing to do. If you're the company, yeah, you got to be like, these guys keep leaking stuff, and they're leaking, our plans for the summer and for the winter and for next year and all this. So go Nikki Hill, or Nikki Hill's in the chat. So
yeah, that's when Tyrion told Grandmaster Pycelle and Littlefinger and Varys 3 different stories to find out which one leaked through, and that's how he found out who the leaker was. And he put Grandmaster Pycelle in the black cells, and that's what's going to happen to these people from Nintendo. They've got some black cells.
Hey, Pycellos. That's all I could think about while you were saying it, because it's Nintendo related. So this news came out. We talked about this news, and there was a whole pushback online from people, Nintendo fans, quote unquote. And I'm going to read one of their comments that is all encompassing of what one section of Nintendo fan is saying about this. I won't name their name, and I won't say where the comment comes from, but I will read it. I'll say this. It doesn't come from GoNintendo, but this is what this person said. And again, I believe it to be all encompassing of how some Nintendo fans are reacting. Quote, brilliant move, Nintendo. Nothing says we respect our fans like gaslighting the entire internet with fake Luigi's Mansion movies. Can't wait for the official announcement that it's actually a Waluigi dating sim dropping in 2028. So, brilliant move, Nintendo. Nothing says we respect our fans like gaslighting the entire internet. What the hell are you talking about?
Wait, it's Nintendo's fault that this stuff leaks
Right.
then? Is that the...
That's the crazy sense that it is here. So, let's say Nintendo is doing this and putting out fake information within their company to see who the leaker is, and then the leaker leaks this fake information, and then the fan gets mad at Nintendo for making fake stories because the leaker puts it out. It's like, what is Nintendo supposed to do? Just be like, well, nothing we can do. Just continue leaking all of our stuff. Why would you get mad at Nintendo for leaking information? They're not leaking it. They're trying to find the leak. Yes. Let's say the Star Fox rumor that came out recently about there being a new Star Fox game ends up being not true. That would make me very sad. But I wouldn't be mad at Nintendo for them trying to find out who their leaker is. I'd be mad at the leakers or whatever. Or to tell you the truth, I wouldn't really be mad. I'd be like, well, Nintendo found out who the leaker is, and that's that. I wouldn't be mad at Nintendo because they tried to find the source of the leaks. That's crazy talk. But a lot of the internet is like, yeah, you got it. Yeah, this is right. Yeah, I agree. And I'm like, what the hell is wrong with you people? I
think they feel entitled to know these secrets. You know what I mean? I think they're just mad that this could put a stop to the leaks. And
maybe that's it.
Because I don't know. Who the heck knows? Because it's a rumor anyway.
Yeah.
So when you hear rumors, do you get mad? Like, one way or the other, like
I've heard rumors.
I guess you could, but
I've heard rumors that make me sad when they don't pan out to be true, just because it's something that I wanted, but I don't get mad about them. Like, maybe from a posting perspective, when I'm posting on GoNintendo, I will be like, okay, this guy's been wrong enough that I'm not going to share his information anymore. But I'm not like, personal note, I'm not mad. No, like I said, if the Star Fox game rumor ends up being not true, I will be very sad about it, but I won't be mad at Nintendo for it, and I'm not going to be mad about it in general. It's just, well, I guess they found a leak, and it sucks that it had to be through Star Fox, but it is what it is. I understand the company wanting to plug leaks. So I was just like, I don't understand how
That's really funny.
anybody could do this, or anybody could see this and be like, you goddamn Nintendo gaslighting fans. I'm like, what an odd take. But working on the internet for over 20 years, it has come to teach me that there are all kinds of takes on all kinds of topics that you would never even be able to imagine, and they happen all the time. So, and perhaps even worse, way more people than you think support them or believe them. So there you go. That's that little bit of information.
Well, just the fact that the rumor about Star Fox exists and it has so much attention, even if it weren't true, maybe one day it would be, because Nintendo sees how everyone's reacting so positively to Star Fox's return.
Nintendo would never say that is the case, but you'd have to think at some point in their history that has happened with something. Like there was the whole Xenoblade Chronicles when that wasn't getting released in North America. There was Project Rainfall, the fan movement, or Operation Rainfall, the fan movement that tried to get that game localized, and eventually the game got localized, and fans were like, we did it. And Reggie was like, this had nothing to do with the decision. And fans were like, nothing at all. Really? Nothing? Like, so I still don't believe that it was nothing.
Yeah.
But, maybe 5-10% of the overall decision. But still, I refuse to believe that it had absolutely zero impact, because at that time, every interview Reggie and other Nintendo people were doing, that question came up about Operation Rainfall and why aren't you localizing this game and blah, blah, blah. Like they got asked so many times about it. So I refuse to believe at some point somewhere within Nintendo's halls, somebody didn't say like, there's this thing going on. Like whatever. We'll never know the actual. Well,
what they just want to keep. They want to keep the air of we do what we want to, and it's not. We're not influenced by anybody.
Yeah, and I largely do agree with that, but I also don't think Nintendo lives in a complete bubble. I think there are people within Nintendo who see what fans are saying and doing and asking and wanting and all that stuff, and it may not. I know Nintendo's higher ups never tell Nintendo's developers what to make. But Nintendo's developers, there's hundreds, thousands. Like they are online. They see what people are talking about. They know what Nintendo fans want. Like that's gonna bleed in somewhere. So, it is what it is. So, moving on. This is for both of you. This is either going to expose me as a fake Nintendo fan. Or you're going to come into this circle with me. And Discord, please play along here.
I'm scared.
I open up YouTube, and YouTube lately has been pushing shorts for me a lot. And I really don't watch shorts on YouTube. I don't care about it. It's TikTok, but on YouTube. I really don't care about it. But I'm not against it. So every once in a while when I open up YouTube, I'll get a short. And it's come to know what shorts I actually like. Don't look at this. Did you look at this?
No.
It's come to know shorts that I like, not because I click anything, but because I watch the full thing and then I'll swipe out of shorts. There's one channel in particular that does little Easter eggs and little known knowledge about specifically Symphony of the Night. And every time he tells me something I didn't know, and I'm like, this is really interesting. So they're like 30 seconds long. I watched them and I really like them.
So you just found out there's an upside down castle?
Can you believe
I can?
If you put on those goggles and you go fight. That's one of my favorite memories ever from a game, finding out about that on a school bus, talking to, rest in peace, Bobby, one of my friends from high school. I borrowed the game from him and I gave it back to him. And then like a couple weeks later, he was like, did you know about the upside down castle? And I laughed and he's like, no, really? There's like the whole castle.
It does seem like a
upside
lie.
Down, right? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, yeah, you got to wear these goggles when you fight. Who is it? Richter or whatever? I don't remember.
Yeah.
You fight some Belmont. And he's like, and above his head is an orb, and you have to fight the orb. And if you fight the orb instead of him, then a whole upside down castle opens. And Bobby used to like lie all the time and lie all the time. And I was like, I don't believe you at all. And he's like, I will bring you the game tomorrow.
You would never believe him.
He's like, I will bring you the game tomorrow. Do it. So I went to the clock tower, and the thing moves to the side, all that stuff. And I put the goggles on. I was like, oh my God, it's actually there. And I fought the thing, and I was like, I have like a whole brand new game to play. This is incredible. That's one of my favorite secrets in a game ever of all time.
And that's a great story too, because it's something that it'd be rare for it to have to go down like that these days. Like these days you'd be scrolling through TikTok and you'd be like, oh, upside down castle, oh man, pop in the game and just do it. Whereas here you were like on the bus chatting with a friend who was just like, no, I'm serious.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm telling you. And it's like, it's
telling
not on the internet. It's not like something
Yeah.
that you found that way, or even
And you have no way to verify it.
I remember he
Right.
heard it
In the
from a
moment.
friend. Like, I don't remember who told him, but he only found it from somebody else.
Well, yeah, I think back then it was either a magazine or through a friend that probably had the magazine.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
it's like a something
Lost
that
art.
it kind of like doesn't happen anymore. Which
Well, it might happen for you two right now.
uh-oh.
By the way, Nikki Hill, very funny. Nikki Hill says Dracula's Alucard backwards. Nikki Hill, I am paying attention to Discord, but if you want your comments read, just text me. I'll make sure I read them. But anyway, here we go, guys. Super Mario Brothers 3. I learned something
Yes, we're familiar.
I did not know.
The lyrics are where the unicorns grow.
You two, please name every power up in that game you can think of.
All right. So there's the mushroom, the superstar, the leaf that turns you into the tanuki.
Yep.
There's a frog one,
Yep.
right?
There's the frog. There's the there's the actual tanuki suit,
Yep.
so there's the raccoon and then the
It's going great.
tanuki that
Going great.
turns you into a stone.
Does the pea whistle?
Sure, that's
Count?
one that counts. Yep.
Yeah,
all of them. Name them all.
whistle. Fire flower.
Sure. You're doing great. There's also, I'll just help you out. There's also P-Wing. P-Wing is one of them.
Okay, P-Wing.
There's the Hammer Brothers suit.
Okay.
Trying to think of what else there is. Music note. I'm trying to think.
The little sock that you jump around in. That
Currybo's
counts.
boot, shoe, whatever it is.
Oh yeah, the boot.
The cloud where you can skip over levels. You put the cloud on and you fly over levels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else? Can you think of anything else? This is so mind-blowing to me.
No.
No one in the Discord is saying it either. I'm waiting for somebody to say, do not look anything up. I'm asking for your actual childhood or adult memories of Super Mario Brothers 3. Yes, the whistle, Nikki Hill. We said the whistle.
Yeah, I guess we're missing something obvious.
You are not missing something obvious because I did not know this was in the game until yesterday, and I found out about it through YouTube.
I don't believe
What happened here?
I don't believe
Oh, it's this. Oh, the speaker's probably not plugged in. Hit a sound effect again. Any sound effect.
I don't believe
Yeah, they're playing. So it's our speaker that's dead.
Is it this?
Golden mushroom. That's one that wasn't brought up. Sure. Okay, here we go. Here we go. There is an item in the game called the anchor. It is an anchor. It looks just like an anchor. Come on, Brain. Here's the anchor.
Sorry, I'm trying to make the podcast work.
Oh boy. Let's hear something.
I don't believe it.
What's going on?
Delicious.
Okay, maybe the speaker's dead. Is the light on?
I don't see it.
If there's no light, then it's not plugged in. So anyway, the anchor is in Super Mario Brothers 3. I have never seen this. I've never heard of this. I don't know anything about this. And this is from the Mario Wiki. Anchors in Super Mario Brothers 3 are rare items that can only be received at a special white mushroom house after collecting a certain number of coins in a certain level in the even-numbered worlds. Never heard of this. An anchor will prevent an airship from moving if Mario fails to clear it. How insane is this? I've never... I'm glad the Discord is also... Hi, Drake and Darmani.
What does it do to the airship?
It will prevent the airship from moving if Mario fails to clear it. So, you go to an airship, you don't beat it.
I don't believe it.
And it flies to a different part of the map.
Yes. Mom Brain is playing random sound effects right now. I know it's annoying, but she's trying. Oh, now we got lights.
Here we go.
I don't believe
Hey. So, again, you can only get it at a special white mushroom house after collecting a certain number of coins in a certain level in certain levels.
What a weird stipulation for an item that seems like it doesn't. It's not like a whistle that brings you to the boss. You know what I mean? It's not like some crazy item. It just stops the ship from going around. At
Yes.
worst, you might have to play like a level to get to where the ship is.
Yeah.
You know, perhaps, but a lot of times, maybe not. If I remember my Super Mario 3 correctly, which I clearly don't because I don't remember the anchor.
Burn and She says, I'm not sure if I ever knew how to spawn that mushroom house, but I had an idea and I thought you had to get all the coins in that level. But I guess you had to just cross a threshold. Radical Defect says, I knew about the anchor and the mushroom, but I never spawned one. So one lesser known thing, but I did get when I was a kid and I never knew how I got it, was the coin ship. There's a ship that would appear on the map and it had like a Japanese symbol on it. And if you went into it, it was just like a Bowser airships, but they only had coins on them. I managed to get those a few times that I never knew what made them pop up. But this anchor, like I said, I read this and I was like, no, this is made up. Somebody's doing a fake video on YouTube to get attention. I was like, I can't believe
If you
this.
didn't know this, RMC, then I've lost all faith in the world as it is.
I'm tempted to post about it.
Because seriously, you know like even if you haven't seen it yourself, like you should know all this stuff. You usually do.
For a
It's pretty
decent amount of
amazing.
games, I feel like I know a lot about them,
But
especially
like Super Mario
yeah.
3. Come on,
Yeah,
like that's
especially
like
something like
the
that, yes.
game from our childhood.
Exactly. Like that is one of the ultimate games. Like, you know, you remember Mario 1 and Mario 2 and Super Mario World, but like Super Mario 3, I remember that being like a major event, like the commercials, the wizard, like it was a huge deal and played the hell out of that game. So yes, all these years later to learn that there is an anchor is crazy. I would love to credit the YouTube video that I saw, I don't know if shorts are in my history. Let me
I really don't know if I knew that. I mean, in the age of TikTok, I could have seen a TikTok of that like years ago, you know, and just forgotten about it. But it's kind of sounds familiar, but I don't think I knew about this anchor.
I 100% did not. I believe the YouTube channel was, they give them their props. Give you freaking props. The game display. Yes, the game display. I believe that is the channel. So if you're a shorts watcher, go check out their channel, because I again had my mind it had to be this channel because he does a lot of Super Mario Brothers 3 things. But he's got like a whole bunch of videos that show you things you might not know about in like Mario Kart and Super Mario 3 and Donkey Kong Country and a whole bunch of stuff. So now I want to go through and watch all this stuff because I'm like, I guarantee. Hey, Slider, good to see you. Hello, Blinded by Daylight. I can't believe there's stuff that I didn't know like this. You saw? Go ahead.
I saw a short TikTok that was an interview question for Charles Martinet where they asked him what he said in the "So Long, Gay Bowser"
That
bit.
came up for me too. I didn't watch it. What did he say?
He said he was doing it with like an Italian accent, like "Oh,
so long, Gay Bowser."
So long, Gay Bowser.
I get
like
it. Yeah.
he put an A on the end of everything. So
I understand. So it's what we thought it was, but yes, I'm sure he still feels bad about it and hates getting that question nowadays, but it is what it is. Blinded by Daylight says, finished listening to last week's pod today. Damn it. Can't believe I missed this sexy cartoon character chat. Sorry, my friend. I don't know what to tell you.
oh yeah.
There's the video. That's the exact one. I did not forget.
Good.
I've been thinking about it nonstop.
That's all I've been thinking about.
My new obsession this week is Danielle Fishel, who played Topanga on Boy Meets World, interviewing Rhea Ripley, WWE superstar,
who is
my
obsession.
But Danielle Fishel is a huge WWE fan. This weekend is WrestleMania. I will not be watching, sadly, because I don't watch anymore, but I keep up to date with all the news. That's a topic for another day. But yes.
So do you have to stop liking Danielle Fishel because she likes wrestling and you can't watch wrestling?
No, it is a
Doesn't
personal decision of mine. Yes, I would not fault anybody else for continuing to watch because, because, you know, well, I lost all focus. If there's an episode of Boy Meets World I remember, that would be the episode.
Mamma mia.
That is I don't remember if it's the wedding night, but it's the first time Corey and Topanga are going to consummate the marriage. And Corey is very excited. rightfully so, I would say. But Corey like goobers it up big time because that's who he is. Corey, I was talking to I don't know if they want to be outed in this conversation or not. If you do and you're listening, just let me know. A GoNintendo staffer, because they were commenting on, they're doing a rewatch of Boy Meets World, and they were commenting about it on social media, saying that Corey is the worst person in Boy Meets World, and that is factually correct. He is the worst person. He sucks. He's stupid. He's mean. He's the worst. He's absolutely the worst. And that show is propped up by everybody else. Topanga and his brother and Sean, and like they're the Mr. Feeney. That's why you watch the show. You just watch Corey be an asshole.
It's
most
like
of the
Malcolm
show.
in the Middle.
Was Malcolm? I watched episodes and I liked the show, but I didn't
I've
watch
never
all of them.
seen it.
I was gonna say, was Malcolm an asshole? I know Malcolm doesn't like his family, but
Yeah, I've never seen the show.
and I know in a news show it starts off with him talking about why he's so successful because he's got no contact with his family. So, but who knows? Blind says, "Look at that chipmunk face." There you go, Mom Brain. Look at that chipmunk face. Yes, I do love Danielle Fishel, and I don't feel ashamed to admit that because she was, when we were kids and that show was on, she was one of the crushes back then, and it remained like that to this day. We have a few close friends that, there you go,
Right,
Mom Brain.
Calta.
The only sexy character you'll ever need is that Chihuahua from Ren and Stimpy. There it is, Mom Brain's favorite.
That's my avatar. Like that's my profile picture.
We share a couple of friends in real life who are also obsessed with Danielle Fishel, and one of them was in the same room as her in real life at a casino, and they were too shy to go say hello.
Understandably.
I would not be too shy to say hello. I would look for the right moment to say hello, and I would be very nervous to do it, but I'd be like, I use wrestling as the in because everybody goes up to her and it's like, "Oh, Topanga, I love you from." Well, I'd be like, I know you hear all this all the time, but obviously I'm a fan of Boy Meets World, but I love that you actually love wrestling, and that would be my
like,
conversation.
Hi, I know you're famous, but tell me everything that happened with Rhea Ripley.
Yeah, she feels the same way about Rhea Ripley. So, all right,
I don't buy it, RMC. You wouldn't go up to Louis Anderson. I don't think you're going up to Topanga.
Hand to Buddy, I would go up to
believe
Topanga
you,
with
just-
that. See, Louis Anderson, I feel like Danielle Fishel and Louis. This is such a funny sentence that no one in life has ever said. I feel very differently about Louis Anderson and Danielle Fishel. I look at them differently. I love Louis Anderson, rest in peace. But like when you're at a comedy show and like you see them perform, and there's just something. There's just something about it that makes me feel awkward because I don't really have anything to say to them other than like, I love your comedy and I love you. But like with Danielle Fishel, I have like something I could actually like the wrestling angle is something.
So
I'd
the
actually wanna talk about with it.
differentiation is they have to share a special interest with you.
I feel like it's very, I don't want to say hollow, but I feel like I would feel hollow going up to someone, whoever I'm a fan of, where I don't have anything I connect with them on, where I could just be like, I love your work. Like if I had a story about Louis Anderson where I was like, you did this bit that really changed my life and really made me see things differently, then yes, I would talk about
He does that Pizza Hut bit.
The butter liquor bit. I could go up about the butter liquor bit.
We talk about that all the time. Also, Blinded by Daylight said Kelly Kapowski. Now there's a crush.
Yeah, she was my crush back
All
in
right,
the day.
we don't need to say it like that because I also love Kelly Kapowski, but
You
we
know,
don't need to hear like
she is a little chipmunky.
we don't need to hear like now that's a crush because Topanga is also a crush. They're both viable.
Topanga's
crushes.
like baby's first crush, and
Kelly
Kelly
Kapowski's a
Kapowski's
woman.
like a man's crush. You know what I'm talking about?
Okay.
A teenage man's crush.
Preteen crush. I just gotta throw this out there. I love Kelly Kapowski too. Tiffany Amber Thiessen is an absolutely beautiful person to this day. But between Saved by the Bell and Boy Meets World, Topanga lived a real life, and Kelly Kapowski lived a comedic life. Like she goes through a few things in that show that are real, quote unquote. But Topanga, she goes through real things. Like, come on, a whole bunch of real world topics are covered there. In her
Hey,
story.
at least the Saved by the Bell viewers like me knew that Zach Morris, while we were watching it, was a jerk. We didn't have to analyze it 30 years later and be like, was he a jerk? Oh, he's the jerk of the show. Well, guess what?
Not gonna
They
lie,
threw
I'm
it in our
sweating a
face.
little bit.
Belding told us. AC Slater told us.
See, Belding, there's another person I would meet in real life because he's also a wrestling fan. So, all right, that
All right,
was
it makes sense.
way off track.
I
but
never look. I wouldn't kick Topanga out of bed for eating crackers.
Corey also
I
did
just-
not do that.
I just never watched the show ever. I was a big Saved by the Bell guy.
Ice Dilbert, I just saw a TikTok where it was Topanga. I gotta stop saying that. Danielle Fishel, Jodie Sweetin, and what is Winnie Cooper's actress name? Her real name.
Danica McKellar.
They were all three of them together, and they were filming a video for TikTok. And I said,
I had a
"Look
crush
at
on
this."
Winnie Cooper too, but I watched The Wonder Years quite a bit.
I watched Wonder Years beginning to end, and I didn't have a crush on Winnie Cooper. Not chipmunk enough for me.
I idolized Melissa Joan Hart as a kid. Like I
Also did not have a
wanted.
crush, but I loved her.
I wanted-
Careful. This is cable TV talk.
I wanted her.
Sabrina, the Teenage Witch she's talking about, of course.
I wanted her home. I wanted her mom. I wanted her like outfit. Everything about her I thought was so freaking cool. I idolized her.
Here we go. Oh, this whole podcast is off the rails. Radical Defect says, I crushed on Alex Mack. Well, Music Man, we speak your name. Sorry to put you on the spot, but I know Music Man for a fact had a crush on Alex Mack.
you did too,
And I did too, easily. And Mom Brain, it is impossible to liken her to a chipmunk. She does not look chipmunk-esque at all. And I know this is so stupid, but I have to say this. Obviously, these crushes are from when I was a kid. I'm not talking about now looking
Yeah,
back.
she's cute.
Yeah, Alex Mack is cute. Whatever her name. What's her name? She's got some weird name too.
Larissa.
Elenic?
Yeah.
Explains it all.
Alex Mack. Yes, I had a big crush on Alex Mack. Now,
Yeah, your crushes now are cartoon bunnies, largely.
thank you. I've evolved. Who do I have? Mom Brain.
Yeah.
Better to ask you. Who are my crushes now? This is what we should do to take a full circle. Crushes now.
Ember Moon.
Yes. Not called Ember Moon, but yes, Ember Moon. Oh, Ember Moon. Love man. Something about that lady. She's something else. What is I forget AEW names all the time. I just get WWE names stuck in my head. And somebody in the Discord can help out. Ember Moons was a WWE wrestler, and now she's been in AEW longer than she was in WWE, but I always forget her name over there.
Athena?
Athena, thank you. Yes, I love Ember Moon. Anybody else? I'm trying to think too, because I know there's a whole bunch. Man, I'll have to think about it. But also, not to sound like a gooner, but Clarissa could have explained it to me all night long back in the day. Xena, Lube had a crush on Xena, without a doubt. Lube loved Xena, and I think he also loved her lesbian friend, whatever her name
Oh
was.
yeah, she's cute.
She was cute. Yes.
Yeah.
Sally Hawkins in Paddington 1 and 2. I won't say anything more about that because I don't want to put anyone on blast. Lori Loughlin on Full House. Yes, she was. Yes, I had a crush on her without a doubt. All right, we got to move on to this. This is a whole new podcast we could do. And I feel like it needs to be me, do you. I feel like we got to get Annie Austin, or Nikki Hill, obviously. Annie Austin to get a new perspective because he's of a different generation. I want to see who. I'm gonna message him right.
Do they still
now.
have crushes in the younger generation? They're not allowed to,
booze?
right?
They have booze.
Oh,
Boo things.
Okay.
Slam pieces.
They have cracks now, right? They crack everything.
No, they crack each other.
They crack their crushes. Oh,
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
that
If
sounds
they're
like
lucky
fun.
enough.
Consensually.
Annie Austin, name of Austin. I'm messaging you right now during the podcast. We are talking about crushes from TV shows, continuing from last week's podcast. And you are of a younger generation. I said we should do a new podcast where you get asked about crushes because you probably have different ones from us. I would like to hear, if you're comfortable with me playing it on the podcast right now, if you have any crushes from TV shows, movies, or anything that you would like to share with us. I will play this live. I'm stressing that again.
You still a big fan of Mila Jovovich?
Always love Mila. That
Yeah.
from her first role. Come on, hair. It's the hair. I love colored hair. I don't know what to tell you. If it's not a natural color, I love it. And her in that movie, oh, she's so sweet in that movie because she doesn't know anything and she learns about love. Oh, man. That I
She
saw
learned
that
about-
movie more than any other movie in a theater ever. I saw that 7 times in the theater. I love that. That's a formative movie for me, without a doubt, and not because of Gooner
We
reasons.
know what form it took. If you-
The old Pee Wee Herman theater experience. Rest in peace, Pee Wee. No, just that movie meant so much to me and still does. And I was just thinking recently, I need to rewatch it because I've seen it a lot of times, but it's probably been a good 10, if not more,
Still
15
holds up,
years.
in my opinion.
I've seen bits and pieces on TV, but I haven't watched it in full in a very long time. I own it on Blu-ray. I should watch it.
I got something that still holds up when I watch it. If you know what I'm talking about.
I was trying to think of a joke related to Fifth Element. Oh, I got the Fifth Element right here. Boner. It's Boner. All right, we got to move on. We got to move on. Great podcast discussion. I love it, but we got to move on. I know Radical Defect's going to be like, push for that 44-hour podcast. I would absolutely listen to this new podcast for 20 years too. That would be a fun podcast. Annie Austin and I have talked a lot about different podcasts we should do. Here's the truth. We want to do them. It's just we don't have the time for them. Him more so than me, definitely. His videos take so much work and research, but stars may align someday. All right, I talked about the Mario thing. I know this is so off track, but isn't that Mario thing crazy to learn that after all that time?
It
Now,
definitely is.
one more thing before we get to Patreon. Oh, you know what works? We don't have a lot of top stories this week, so that's good. As promised, I don't know if you guys did it, but I did do it. I kept my Cries of the week. Did you do a Cries of the week?
I didn't.
Well, you got your old list? The one that you never did?
I deleted it. No,
Oh.
but I remember the
Okay.
I remember the cry.
We could go with that.
There was
then.
only one cry the previous week.
Oh, okay.
but it
Oh,
was-
great. Okay. And Mom Brain, any Cries this week?
Absolutely not.
By the way, Mom Brain, I forgot to ask you last week what you played. I want to publicly say I apologize.
Oh, that's okay.
And we will ask you this week. Also, Mom Brain said she wouldn't cry, and she didn't cry. Did you not cry from laughing a little bit last night?
I didn't cry from laughing,
But you did laugh.
but I
a lot.
laughed very hard.
So, DTF St. Louis, I told you there's a scene. I'm not going to spoil it. There's a scene about comic books. And did I say to you that Mom Brain is going to love that scene? Did I mention that to you?
I don't think you did.
Because I watched that scene.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes,
Because
you
I was
did.
like, Mom Brain is going to think this is the funniest thing. So, and I thought it was too. But I went out to the living room and I was like, Mom Brain, I need you to come into the office and watch this scene because I think this is going to be the kind of situation where you laugh so hard that you don't make any noise. And that is exactly what it was. Because I was
Nice.
like, this is the light. This is what you live with me. This is what
It
you
was
live with me.
It was when he says, I'll try to keep it vague.
I mean, whatever.
When
I
he
guess we
says,
can
like,
spoil it.
do you see here on this
On
page?
this page.
I got so worried.
On this page, like when he says that, yeah.
And he was so worried.
What does he say? Batman. He says, Batman lives. Batman lives.
Yeah, it
I didn't think the best part of the acting in that scene, in my opinion, is when he comes into the room and he's reading it very quietly. You hear him like whimpering,
Yes,
talking to himself,
absolutely.
like barely hear it, but he's like, and it's so amazing because I was like,
And-
this is me to Mom Brain all the time.
And when he walks up to the counter where she's cutting
Yes.
vegetables,
And his stomach bumps
and his
into
stomach
the
like
the
rests
celery.
on top.
It's like on the celery.
I
yeah.
swear to God, that scene in particular is one of the funniest scenes I can think of in anything for a very long time. Even the bit afterwards where his wife is talking to her friend and she's like, and he's reading it and he's like, he
I
can't
didn't-
keep track of the characters. And he's like, is this the,
I
is this
couldn't
the
laugh. I
commissioner?
couldn't laugh. I was so sad for him the entire because yeah, Mom Brain might be able to relate, but she would never say what
Oh,
the
yes,
wife
yes.
says after that. You
And
know what I
that's-
mean? And like the whole first episode is so sad that like I didn't laugh
Yes.
at any of this. Like I think I knew it was supposed
I
to be
was
funny,
Crying
but I
from
couldn't
laughing.
laugh because I just felt so bad for him. And by the time you finish the show, oh my God. Actually, I'm surprised that show, which I binged this week, didn't have any Cries of the week for me because usually I'm a crier.
But you felt it.
I felt so depressed.
So
watching it.
Too
It's very
depressed to
sad.
cry. That can be a thing.
It was weird. Like because something, I could watch a TikTok and if it's the right music, I'll
Yeah.
cry. But like
I
I was really invested in this show. It never got a tear from me, but it got so much more. So much
I'm ready.
more.
I'm ready. DTF St. Louis. I've only watched the first episode. I thought it was amazing. Do watch the whole show and really enjoyed it. I showed one scene to Mom Brain because it is a life that Mom Brain lives and she really appreciated it. But anyway, Cries of the week. Do would you like to go first since you had your list and got rid of it?
Well, it's I only had the one. What's funny is the week that you first did it and I didn't do it. I want to say I had a few, and I just never jotted them down. And then when I thought we were going to do it the next
I
week,
apologize.
no, I'm not trying to come down on you. It's just I don't want people to think I'm not a crier. I like
You're gonna make me cry right now.
because like I cry a lot, which I guess is these days it's okay to admit that kind of stuff
That's
and be open about it. So usually I cry more than this. I didn't cry this week. And then the week before when I did write one down, it's the only one I can remember was it was a silly TikTok. I mean, I don't want to say silly because it was but it was basically it was the audio from The Fox and the Hound where they where the lady reads that poem. It's like kind of like a poem about her friend.
I know it.
Who's
Yep.
and like this young woman put that audio over her with her old cat on its deathbed, and then it was one of those things where you scroll through the pictures and you see that she had the cat when she was like 8 years old as a kitten.
Yeah.
And then like she like the end was like the cat waited till I had my baby to meet it before it passed away. I'm crying right now thinking about it. Like that audio, forget it. You can play the audio over like people being hanged and I would probably be crying. But like so that was my cry of the week. And like I gave it a 5 out of 10 because it was pretty
Decent cry.
It was pretty good cry.
Hey,
Guaranteed to get me is the ones where the animal no, where the pet has gone missing for whatever reason and comes home and they're like reunited.
And at first they don't know what to think until they smell the owner or like recognize it.
And it's like the joy of the owner and the joy of the animal. And there was one that I saw not that long ago where the owner says, "You came home." And something about that, I was like, oh boy, like it just that would get me. That would.
Yes, feel free to share your cries in the Discord, and I'll read them out as long. If you put it in the Discord, I'm going to read it. So just so you know, I've trained my algorithm to not show me any sad pet stuff because I have a very, very, everybody does. Well, most people have a very hard time with like animal stuff, and it doesn't have to be a pet that you have. It could be a pet in general, dogs, cats, whatever. Like. If it's any kind of sad, like every once in a while I'll get shelter videos where they're like, come in and adopt. And I'm like, I can't do it. I can't watch this.
What about if it's I get a lot of introducing a surprise puppy to like a child that clearly wanted it forever. Because like when the kids start crying,
hey, Joe Shabadoo.
Or a dog, a cat, a pet, like forget
and like you could tell that the kid was probably bugging its parents forever for this thing and like finally get it and they don't even know how to act.
I've trained my algorithm not to show me that stuff because I know it's gonna destroy me. And the problem is I know that stuff is happy. That's great, but it makes me cry. But then I just go down the rabbit hole of like all the animals that I've had and lost and all. And I'm like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this because it throws me into a funk for too long. But anyway, here's my cries of the week. So last time, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last time I did cries of the week, I had 8. This week, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. This week we had 9.
Oh, new record.
People. I didn't keep numbers for how much I cried because none of them were like hard ball out cry, except for the last one was a hard cry, but it's not a big deal. But I'll get to it. Here we go. Well, I'll read your Discord stuff. Homeward Bound makes Stevie cry. Tony says, I cried at Balto Togo video from SciShow this week about sled pulling dogs taking some medicine to Nome, Alaska. That sounds like very much a tearjerker. Slider says, I tried to put on Balto for a movie night. Friends said it was too sad to rewatch. Got outvoted. Yeah, I agree. Joe Shabadoo says, cried this week reading some old journal entries my mom wrote when I was a toddler and she's still alive. Well, that's nice. I get that. Blinded by Daylight says, watch Stand By Me in the cinema this week. When they all go their separate ways at the end, it really hit me hard. Cried a few tears. Yeah.
That last line, I like I have never had friends like I did when I was 12.
Yep.
Hell, does anybody or something like that? That always gets me.
Yeah. That's a tearjerker of a movie, definitely. Okay. Cries of the week. You're not spying, are you?
No.
Okay. First cry of the week. So, I don't know if any family members are listening, but this is for you, family members. My cousin, I don't know if they want names, so I'll just say my cousin got in touch with me and she was like, I heard this song randomly. And I was like, RMC is going to love this song. So I'm sending it to you. And she sent me a song from one of my favorite bands. It's a Japanese band called, I don't even know how to say the name, Sakanaction is what I say. Or Sakan Action. Maybe it's Sakan Action. SAKANACTION. And the fact that she found it, liked it, and sent it to me, and it organically made it to her, made me tear up because I was like, oh my God, somebody knows about this band in my life. And I immediately wanted to do what I normally want to do, which was like info dump and be like, here's 20 songs from this, blah, blah, and I just sent her one more, and I was like, this is amazing. I could not be happier that you found this band. And I sent her another song, and she's like, this song's really good too. I was like, yeah, play them on Spotify and see what you think.
Did they hear the song and say, oh, I think RMC would like this?
Yes.
And so they had no idea that this was one of your favorites. That's
no
cool.
idea at all. Yes, it was. I couldn't have asked for a better situation. And it just meant a lot because Mom Brain will attest to this. There are so many things that I'm very passionate about, and so many things that make me tear up, and so many things that I like and would love to talk about ad nauseum besides Topanga. But when it's not about my love of those things, it's about the feeling of feeling normal. Because I went, and this isn't meant to be like a sad story or woe is me or anything like that, but because lots of people experience this. But I went decades in my life where the things that I really, really loved weren't just like ignored or looked down on. They were actively like you were bullied because of them. And my list was a who's who. Anime, video games, wrestling for a while, but in high school wrestling was huge. And then after that, it fell apart. Just things like that where I would do it for so long and be so into it, but couldn't really talk to anybody about it because I would get bullied or harassed or made fun of or whatever. So I went decades and decades of just like being sad that nobody else would want to hear about this or even give it the time of day. And then nowadays to be like, my cousin sends me this song. And Demon Slayer was one of the top 10 movies of the year. And like anime's the most popular show on streaming services.
And you met a really great person at the store the other day with all those anime patches on their vest.
That made me want to cry for a different reason. Sorry, I was taking a drink. So just that's what it's about for me, because I will never get to a point where I lose those feelings. It's not like, oh, this is popular now, everything's great and normal. I will always have that reaction of, being a teenager or a preteen or a young man where that stuff was always crapped on. And those memories are constantly triggered, and it's happy memories of, man, I can't believe now this is where things are. So that's why that stuff makes me tear up. So that's the first one. Second one was just a YouTube playlist that was playing random things, and it played, in my opinion, one of the greatest songs I've ever heard in my life. You Say Run from My Hero Academia. I mean, go listen to it if you've never heard it. It's one of the greatest superhero entertainment songs I've ever heard. It's got everything you could ever want. It's incredible. The song has hundreds of millions of listens. It's an unbelievable song. You Say Run. You can listen to the song. It obviously doesn't spoil anything, but you'll hear it multiple times in My Hero Academia. But boy, is it an amazing song for how it pumps you up and tells a story. It's a great, great song. I also cried at the end of Polar Opposites, one of the animes I've been watching. You and I are polar opposites. Its first season ended. And this is crazy.
Vice President Beauty, that's not this show?
No, different show. Vice President Beauty. Great show. Top third of the animes I'm watching this season. You and I are polar opposites. It's a romance comedy anime, but the dub is, if not the greatest, easily one of the greatest dubs I've ever heard. Everybody on the show is killing it, but the story is just phenomenal. Most romance anime is like will they, won't they, and that's what happens during the show. This romance anime
They will.
is they do right away because the one girl is very outgoing and boisterous, and the guy is very quiet and meek. But in the first episode, she wants to date him, and she tells him she wants to date him, and they get together and they try and make it work. So the whole hey, alternates Liz, I really appreciate that. So the show is about watching their relationship bloom rather than being like, are they going to get together or not? I could watch either one, but and it's just so wholesome and sweet and great. And there's other relationships in the show, but the season ended and it wasn't that like anything sad happened in the finale. It was just the sadness of the show ending because it ends on like a really sweet, happy moment. And it's like, you know, the end of the season was very much like this is the end of the season, and like it plays out, and you're like, oh no, I'm not gonna get this like every week for a while. And it was they already greenlit season 2, so that's great. But I watched it and I just teared up from the end. I was like, man, I'm really gonna miss having this every week. Can't recommend it enough if you're down with comedy, romance anime, and they do such a phenomenal job with the dub. Not just that the voice actors are great, but they dub it in English like how like teenagers would speak now. Like it's all, you know, terms you hear on TikTok and stuff like that. And it just feels very of the moment, but it's not overdone. It's just how people are talking. It's great. I really, really like it. So go check that out. I teared up at the trailer for The Burrows, which you watched, you know, with Mr. Molina. There's something about that scene with Mr. Molina and the song that they're playing. The song, so the show is executive produced by Stranger Things guys, the Duffer Brothers. And the song that plays in the trailer tugs at my heartstrings. It's made for this show, but it has a thread in it that felt kind of Stranger Things-esque to me. There's something about the note progression to it. So I don't know whether it's earned emotion or not, or just the emotion of the song made me think of something that made me emotional, but I teared up from it, and I'm looking forward to that show. I was on TikTok, and TikTok gave me the full end credits for Frierin's first season, but the song, I should say, but from the singer, like the singer performing it, not the anime, and that song always gets me. So of course that got me. And then after that, the season 1 song of Jujutsu Kaisen came up. My TikTok was on a roll, and that one got me too because that's just great. I saw a game this week. God damn it, I don't remember what it's called, but it was a trailer for a game, and I went to go see if the game was coming to Switch. It is not as of yet, but I was watching the. I'm going to talk about it on Patreon. I was watching the trailer, and the song started off fun, but nothing special. But then as it went on, I was like, oh, this song's pretty good. And by the end of the song, I was like, this is good enough that I want to go snoop at the composer. The composer's name is Tony Leys, Leys. And I went to go see his body of work, and I went over to his Bandcamp, and I was listening to some of the music he's done for games. And I really like the music he's done for games. It's not the most amazing music I've ever heard. You know what? I'll just go play one of them. But it is, there's something about it that is so quintessential video game music of like an era gone by that it's just a kind of video game music you don't really hear anymore. And I really like it. I'll play a little bit of one of them. So it's got a little bit of chiptune stuff in it, but let me fast forward. Yes. This is where it really gets going for me, this part. It's just like nice, happy platformer, fun. And I'm like very nostalgic for that. I miss that. And it just made me tear up. And I was like, man, this is really nice. Good stuff. Tony Leys, go check him out on Bandcamp. Throw him some money, something like that. But I've been listening to his whole soundtrack this week. That was from Go Slimy Go. Yes, Roth. Thank you for that. Oh, and thank you for the link in the Discord there. It's just the music did it for me. I don't know what
Go
to tell
Slimy Go, like
Go
Sesame Street Slimy?
Go, huh? No,
Like-
not that song. This is like a blob. Mom Brain will Mom Brain saw this on TikTok as well. Creepy Nuts is a Japanese band. They did the song for Don to Don, and they've done a song for a couple other anime things. They played at Coachella this year. And they also were at the Hammerstein Ballroom, or Hammerstein, however you say it. And seeing them at the Hammerstein Ballroom, I was
I
like,
think it's Stein.
Hammerstein Ballroom. They it just made me tear up because that's the situation of like, wow, look at this band that I like, and they're in America performing to a sold out crowd at the Hammerstein Ballroom. And I was like, man, and the lead singer, was having like such a great time, and the crowd was singing along to the few English words that the song had. And I was like, this is great. It just really warmed my heart.
Did they also yell at an Arab fan in the crowd for celebrating the way Sabrina Carpenter did?
I didn't see the whole concert, so I don't know. But from what I saw, no. And then after that, the last one that made me cry. Sorry to be a bummer, but it's something you've already heard. My YouTube playlist, it came up with the Mario Galaxy movie Star Fox song again. And of course, I'm going to listen to that. It made me tear up. And then YouTube was like, now that you're done listening to that, how about listening to the Star Fox soundtrack? And I was like, yes, I will listen to that. And then so it's just like 20 minutes of me just crying like really hard at that music. And I think last night I was listening to the Star Fox soundtrack, and I was like, I think this song is my favorite video game song ever. This is gonna get
Wow.
me claimed. Let me go. Star Fox, and it's one part of the song in particular that just gets me, like the whole thing makes me tear up. I'm gonna have to try my best to avoid it here, but it's when songs really fit the action and enhance the action that really do it for me. Like in a Marvel movie, there's certain songs where they like really, I don't know, there's just something about the music in certain Marvel movies where it like really just enhances what I'm seeing on screen. The best example, or the latest example I can think of, is that one song from Thunderbolts. When what's his face goes flying in the air. The first time when he gets shot with all the bullets and he's like looking at himself and he awakens and flies up in the air. The song that they play there is in the theater. I was weeping.
Yeah.
I loved that song. So when there's songs in games that, I mean, you feel it too. There's certain songs in Final Fantasy VII that are just incredible, and they really enhance the battles that you're in, and like they just really make those moments that much more. And then you play the remakes, and I'm not a fan of the remakes, but the soundtracks, the attention to detail that they did, and the care and love that they put in those songs to not just revive them, but pay respect to how they were. Like they just what they did with that is phenomenal. That's one of the best. Like I don't even know what you want to call it. It's not a remake. It's just one of the best translations of a soundtrack to modern day that I have ever heard. Like they did such a phenomenal job with that soundtrack.
Beautiful stuff.
So this is the song from Star Fox that when I think about like flying in the ship and like all the characters talking, and I hear like, all the stupid, like all the stupid, they're not saying English, but they're reading their text bubbles. But you're flying and you're in the cockpit view, and you hear like the.
Is this from the original game?
Yeah, and you like the asteroid with the faces on it are flying towards you, and you hear like the whoa, 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 whoa of the thing. It's like I felt like I was on that mission, and I feel like I'm on it now. I'm gonna tear up talking about it. There's just something about this song. It makes it feel real to me. I don't know what else to say, but there's the part.
So like if you get drafted, you'll want this to be. Okay.
That's what I'm thinking. If you play the song, I'm like, yes, America, I'm in. But there's one part in a song where, to me, it mixes like dissonant tones, and it gives you like the heroic part of the song and the scary part of the song. It mixes like the good and the bad to a crescendo that like it does it for me. This is the part. Not this right here. It starts now. This part right here. and the way that it loops back, it just gets me. Like there's something where, like, I really feel like I'm fighting against something. It does it for me. I don't know what it is. God, I love it. And every single time I can listen to it and only get more emotional. It like, man, I love that song. But that Star Fox soundtrack, one of my favorites of all time. I unfortunately don't know the name of the composer off the top of my head, but I don't think Star Fox music has ever gotten any better than that. Like Star Fox 64 has some great songs, but I really don't think it beat the original Star Fox. And there's just songs in that one that are so heroic and atmospheric, and like there's something about that, like, lack of a better term, like military drum beat that goes along with what you're like the missions that you. It's just, man, it's so good. It's so good to me. So if there is another Star Fox game, I can only hope that they bring back some of those songs and get somebody who like really respects that original soundtrack to do something more, because that, man, it makes those missions come alive for me. And it only gets better with time. So that's my cries of the week. There you go. 9 this week. I'm not going to do this every week, but since you guys brought it up, oh my God. Is that Mayor Mom Donnie in Tomodachi life here in the Discord? I created a world where Mayor Mom Donnie and Carl Weezer are best friends. You know, that's the kind of world I want to be in. I would do my Carl Weezer if I could do a Carl Weezer, but I can't. But you know who he is. He's Jimmy Neutron. The kid that talks like this. That's a terrible impression, but there he is. Hugh, baby. All right. That's enough of all that. Now let's go to Patreon. Mom Brain, did you know that you can join the GoNintendo Patreon?
For $1.
For $1. What did I talk about on Patreon this week? Let me tell you. Do another moment that could make me cry if I talk about it too much, so I won't. But last week, unexpectedly, Do and I watched a game of Banana Ball from almost all beginning to the end. And I watched. Oh, Mom Brain. Yes. All right. Let me explain why I said it like this. And I apologize because now I have to explain it. And I don't mean this in a bad way. But you put up with me all the time, and you're not gonna whatever. You put up with me all the time. Do, of his own volition, decided to put up with me for watching the Banana Ball game, and I don't want to speak for you, but eventually it seemed like you did have a good time.
Yeah, it was fun.
And I really enjoyed watching that game with you. And apparently it was the game to watch. The announcers kept saying it was the game to watch, but I wrote about it because I really liked it. It was a lot of fun. It was the first like almost full game that I've watched, and it was a really enjoyable time. Like I said, I'm not going to be like, the Banana Ball game is on, I got to sit down and watch it. But, you know, I'm not going to, just because I'm not into sports to that degree. But if somebody was like, put on the Banana Ball game, I'd be like, yeah, I'll put it on. That'll be a lot of fun. And it's just great to watch it. So I wrote about watching it and how I'd never really done that before. And it was a lot of fun. So I wrote about that.
No commercials was the best part.
Did I mention that? I may have mentioned that. I know I mentioned how we flipped to a regular baseball game and then went back, and that was like the tipping point.
The game Banana Ball was fun. It definitely grew on me. I was very resistant to it, believe it or not, at first. But the fact that there were no commercials, I mean, there was still a break in the game for commercials, but because we were watching it on YouTube, there weren't commercials, but there was just like antics. Like they would just have like two kids running at each other with giant like rubber balls or something, like or something stupid, like some guy on stilts or something dumb. Yeah. And like I would watch that circus freak stuff any day over ads. So I started to get into it just despite all of my grumbling because of that. And then it was also, like you said, the perfect game to watch out of all Banana Ball games, because we got a good education.
Yes.
They went into, I mean, what normally would be called extra innings, but here it was called Showdown, and it's played quite differently than extra innings is. But like we got to learn all about like what happens when there's a tie at the end.
It was great, because we had questions about how that worked, because I had even read the rules, and I was like, okay, I understand kind of, but I would like to see it, and we got to see it. It was kind of like wrestling, where they come out and announce the rules of the thing that they're going to do sometimes, and that's what they did for Showdowns, because they're not all that frequent. And then we got a decent like length Showdown run at the end. So yeah, it was enjoyable.
It went all the way to be the most educational, and yet it was interesting and fun.
Mhm.
And it's also, they're good players. They've all been like come from like minor leagues or college, or some have probably played some AAA or whatever. But the pitchers especially are very wild. There's something about the pace of the game. The pace is very fast. They do not muck about. There's like almost no time between the catcher getting the ball back to the pitcher, and because of that speed, the pitchers are a little bit more wild, and that actually also made it fun. I don't want it to be dangerous for these guys, but
You
it
did
was
see someone get hit.
they could not keep this ball over the plate, and it was very interesting because there was always something going on.
I was reading about that afterwards, that there is some pitching rule. I don't remember what it's called, but they have a rule where it's like you got to throw out your next pitch within a certain amount of time, or something bad happens. So like, there are rules that you die. There are rules there to keep you keep the game moving, which is great. That was my favorite part about it, honestly. The game moved. Like, there really wasn't downtime. It was,
the game is fun.
thank you, Reggie. Like, I've been to real life baseball games, and I've watched real life regular baseball games, and I no hate to anybody who likes them, but I've been bored out of my mind because there's a lot of like pitchers standing on the mound, looking back and forth
on the
and,
field.
lots of back and forth where nothing's going on, and Banana Ball keeps it moving. So yes, I wrote about that. Really liked it. I also wrote about The Burrows, which is a new show coming to Netflix, made by the two people who wrote the Labyrinth show that was on Netflix, whatever, or the Dark Crystal show that was on Netflix. I don't remember what it was called, but I know Nikki Hill is a huge fan of that show. I know it was reviewed really well. This is their new show. It's live action. It's got Alfred Molina. It's got a whole bunch of other people I can't remember any names of. You're better at this than I am.
Bill Pullman's in it.
Bill Pullman. That's why
Is he a main man?
He is, yeah.
between him and Mr. Molina, that's why I sent it to you.
Yeah,
I was
two
like,
main
I
men.
gotta send it over. And then there's other actors you'll recognize, and it looks like Stranger Things and Cocoon together, and I'm down. It looks fun. Dark Crystal: Age of Resistance. Thank you so much, 10 Division. So I watched that trailer. I really liked it. Talked about that. As I said, I talked about Tony Lays, the composer. The name of the game was Phantom Gear. The game looks fine. It doesn't look like anything special, but I don't mean that in a negative light. It just looks like a standard Mega Man-esque platformer. So Phantom Gear only slated for Steam as of right now, but it looks like something you'd find on Switch eventually. So go check out that game if you want, or more importantly, go listen to the music of Tony Lays. I also wrote about the Street Fighter movie. Did you see the newest trailer for the Street Fighter movie? So,
I saw what's his name with the wig at like a event or something.
Yes, he's so good in the role. I called him Guile. Yes, he came out for a WrestleMania promotional thing dressed as Guile, head to toe. He's doing a whole Cena thing, you know, like when Cena was Peacemaker. He'd come out in interviews dressed head to toe in Peacemaker.
Nice.
Stuff like that. Saw Cena at the red carpet for the Hall of Fame at WrestleMania last night, and they were interviewing him, and they were like, how's it feel to be at WrestleMania and you don't have to do anything? And he's like, this is great. He's like, no pressure of WrestleMania, and I get to just like hang out and talk to people. And he's like, this is the most fun I've ever had.
Yeah.
It was, and you could see on his face, he was like, this is the best. I don't have to worry about, you know, millions of people watching and like, you know, crapping my pants in my jean shorts in the middle of the ring in front of 70,000 people, whatever. It was just great to see him very relaxed and enjoying it. But yes, Cody Rhodes is playing Guile in the Street Fighter movie, and Roman Reigns is playing Akuma in the Street Fighter movie. But the new trailer came out, and it's the first like real full-length trailer. The Mortal Kombat movies, the new ones, are, I'll say, serious in tone. They try and take like Mortal Kombat and like there's jokes in there and stuff, but really not a lot. And they leave him mostly to Johnny Cage because he's a jokey character. But they take like a more serious approach to the films. Whereas the Street Fighter movie is going in a complete opposite direction. It looks like it's like, this is what the costumes look like in the movie. Then this is, or in the games, this is what they'll look like in the movie. And they do these moves in the game. They're going to do these moves in the movie. And it looks like it's very much hard on its sleeve, unapologetic. We are not trying to make Street Fighter fit as a movie. We are giving you Street Fighter as a movie. And it's full of cheese because of that. But I find that endearing. Now, will that make for a good movie? I have no clue at all. But I do like very much that they're like, how about we don't try and make the costumes more realistic. We put Ken in a red gi, and we put Dalsim in his whatever underwear, and we put like Blanca is a green guy, and like, okay, I'm down. I appreciate that much. I'm not going to go to the theater to see it. I'll watch it at home, but it gets a little like tip of my bandana for being able to, or for taking that route, because for years when the original X-Men movie came out, which is a great movie and a very important movie for comic books, but at that time they were like, they can't wear those costumes. Everybody's got to wear like black leather, and that's it, because that's not serious and people won't go see that. And we've come a very long way since then. So,
well, I feel like a lot of video game movies fall into that, where somebody's making them who doesn't understand the games, and they try to set it in the real world, or they try to like put some sort of real world spin on it that kind of takes away the magic of what we liked in the game in the first place. And it seems ridiculous to have a yet another like fighting game movie, but the fact that they want to kind of keep it as true to that is kind of refreshing. Because you never see that. It's usually you watch a video game movie and it's like, did anybody play the game at all? Like, not that the game can translate 1-to-1 to movie form, but like, it seems like a totally different thing. Why'd you even use the IP for a lot of this stuff?
Great question. That's right. Yep.
I've been hearing a lot about this new Resident Evil movie coming out, and like the more I hear about it, the less I like about it. But I'm still obviously going to give it a chance. Hey, it can't get any worse than the Resident Evil movies have been.
The test screenings for this movie are through the roof. It's not just huge praise, it's unbelievable praise. And the guy who did it did what, weapons, and like, it's
okay, all right.
Oh yeah, I'm not like saying you're wrong. I'm like, I'm excited
still gonna
for
watch it before I make my judgment.
This is not me attacking you. This is my excitement for the movie. Like, I was blown away because the headlines and the articles that I read were very clear. Like, test screenings were like astronomically high for this movie. And the guy that's doing it, somebody help me out here. The guy that's doing it, I think he did weapons and whatever.
It's that guy.
And he is a legitimate Resident Evil fan. And he was even like, the pressure is really on for me to make a really good Resident Evil movie, because all the fans know I'm a Resident Evil fan. And on top of that, he's like, the new one came out and like, it's gotten the best review scores of any Resident Evil. He's like, I picked the worst time to do a Resident Evil movie. But from what I understand, test screenings were like nothing but praise, like huge amounts of praise. And I was excited for the movie because I like that guy, but hearing all this, I will go see that in the theater, because it sounds like it's a 90-minute, like, balls to the wall, really well-made Resident Evil movie. So that's awesome. And I've heard like it doesn't go huge scope, it keeps it intimate, and it gives you what you want from a Resident Evil movie. So yeah, I can't wait to see a trailer. Very excited, but
okay,
enormously positive. I don't know that it's based on a particular Resident Evil movie.
That's why I'm leery about it.
I don't
just call it Zombie Movie 50 is what they should call it.
Well, I mean, there's things like, it may not be based on a particular Resident Evil game, but there's stuff you can put in there that makes it Resident Evil related. Like stars could be in there, and the T-virus could be in there, and stuff like that. Raccoon City could be in there, and but yes, I've heard amazing praise for it.
It follows everyone's favorite character, the Delivery Man, I believe is what it's called.
I mean, I don't know what to say. Yeah, if you want like a Resident Evil movie that specifically follows one of the games or specifically follows one of the characters, then I guess you will be disappointed. Yes, but if you want,
we don't know. We still don't know.
Yeah. You could very well see the movie and be like, that was an amazing movie, but that was not a Resident Evil movie. That could be the case too, because it was
sort of like The Last of Us started to feel in the first season.
It's just like what Deux said. Like with other video game movies, it's like, okay, why did this have to be this video game? Because there's nothing in it that makes it inherently that game.
Yeah.
So if this movie is a movie with zombies and it's a really great movie, that's fantastic. But you could ask the question, what makes this Resident Evil? So yes, you will need to see things in there that are inherent to Resident Evil for you to be like, okay, that was a great movie and it also represented Resident Evil really well. Like throw in some dogs jumping through windows and there you go.
That's all I need. That and Barry.
We need sandwiches. We need Barry. So yeah, I've heard that. Also, I've heard the test screenings for Avengers Doomsday are equally through the roof. People have been blown away by that movie, which is music to my ears because all we ever hear in the last like 5-6 years or so is how the test screenings for those movies go abysmally. So I'm thrilled that this one, it seems to be, again, universal praise from what I've read. So that's great because I can't remember the last time that happened. So very excited for both of these movies, but we'll see what happens. So I wrote about Street Fighter movie. I also, to wrap things up, speaking of superheroes, wrote about Invincible, specifically the cartoon version of it, because I think you will agree. I would say this season is spectacular.
Yeah, it's really good.
I think the show in general is spectacular. There's never been a time where I'm like, boy, Invincible really sucks, and I don't let these seasons are a drag. Every season, I'm like, I'm invested, very much so, and I really like it. And as the seasons, it's, there's been a good amount of time between seasons. We've seen the evolution of the internet when it comes to Invincible, because Invincible, every episode of season 4 is the worst thing anyone has ever seen and has the worst animation ever, which I kind of agree with. But there are mistakes that are made that make it unwatchable and so many complaints. And I'm like, the same thing I've been saying with, people who like video games, or people in particular who like Star Wars or Marvel or Mario, whatever you want to say. It's like, do you people actually like this stuff, or do you just like complaining? Because the complaints about Invincible I've seen are animation is really bad quality. I happen to agree with that, but it doesn't ruin the story for me. I'm watching the show for the story. It could be amazing animation, and I could appreciate that. But if the story's no good, then I'm not going to watch. It's just like Jujutsu Kaisen. Amazing animation, but the story is really enjoyable as well. And it's like games with great graphics. They can look amazing, but if it's not fun to play, I don't care. So with Invincible, I would love for it to have better animation. I certainly would love that. But as long as the story is great, I'm all in. So people complaining about that, I agree, but they're also saying like, it's the worst show they've ever seen because of the bad animation. I'm like, all right, that you're going too far. This most recent episode, this is not a spoiler. There was an animation issue where somebody is in the background flying away. They're like a little blip. And like the last 2 frames, they disappear out of the scene and they're not supposed to. Something I didn't notice while I was watching, but somebody on the internet caught on, and it became the worst mistake in any show ever, and why we should cancel Invincible now, and why the show should have never been made. And I'm like, guys, you can complain about this animation issue, which is a legitimate issue, and they can fix it, and it would take very little time to fix it, and I'm sure they will. But to go from, here's this animation issue, to this is the worst piece of garbage I've ever seen, and this is an example of why the show shouldn't be around, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Kind of seems to me like when people leave a 0 or a 1-star review on something because shipping was bad. Right? It's like, no, the product is what I want to know about, not the shipping.
Exactly right. That is exactly right.
And isn't this the same show that got a bunch of crap for like taking long between the seasons? So then they had to like make these meta little trailers to like talk about it. And it's like, so what do you want? Do you want the show fast, or do you want it so good that you don't see it for 20 years?
Well, people complain about that too. And they're like, the animation in those little teasers that they do for the new seasons is so good. Why do they tease us like that and then give us a show that's animated like crap? And it's like, oh, I don't know. Maybe because a different studio's doing those. And on top of that, they're 2 minutes long. Like, we're talking about a season's worth of shows, 8 episodes, let's say,
And
where
they're
each
like-
show is almost like an hour
it's
long.
like 50-minute episodes.
Versus a 2-minute teaser by a different studio. I don't think it's right that we those two things are even in your mind, because they shouldn't be. That's insane. And I know people are also saying, like, you know what they should do? They should take some of that money they spend on all these big name actors and give it to more animation. Now, I think animators should make more money across the board, no matter what. But I would say the money spent on the actors in this show is money well spent, because it is one of the most impressive voice casts in any animated show I can think of. And that goes for any style of animation. Like, the voice actors in the show, or the actors in the show, do a really great job.
They do a great job, and a lot of the story beats. I mean, I'm satisfied with the entire show, especially this season. But a lot of the story beats, I think, in the hands of not as competent actors would dwindle, like it would make it.
Actors make a difference.
I mean, there's so much emotional stuff in this season that really, really works. And if they cheaped out on the actors, you'd be looking at bad animation with bad acting.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You wouldn't care about the characters, and it's the characters that like pull you through the experience and make you care about the action that happens, because you could see a million people get their heads chopped off, like what you do in this episode. Actually,
really do.
those Viltrumites are nuts. I hate them.
Yeah.
But you know, that wouldn't have any impact on you. You'd be like letting this wash over you, and it wouldn't have any impact if you didn't care about the characters that these are happening to.
You could argue that the actors are still getting paid too much, whatever, but for the quality of work that they are giving us, they're amazing. Like everybody, even from Mark Hamill, like who does great in his bit part. He's very Mark Hamill, but he's very good. I like the character that he plays, and I like how he plays it. But like, it's not just to get well-known actors to voice act, because there are so many actors that are great in front of camera but suck as voice actors. And we have a collection of actors here who are known for being in front of the camera mostly, that are doing amazing jobs as voice actors. Sandra Oh this season has blown me away. She's always been great as Mark's mom, but she kills it this season. And there's a few scenes in particular I was like, this lady deserves a nomination. Like man, does she kill it. But everybody is great. Thrag is great, and Mark's dad is great. And what's Mark's name? He's consistently so good. The guy who plays Mark is
I can't think of him,
phenomenal.
but he's great. Glenn from Walking Dead.
He's so good. He is amazing in that
really,
role.
really great.
Like everybody, there's nobody in the show where I'm like they fall flat or they're just doing a ho-hum job. Even the younger person they got to do Mark's brother, whose name I don't remember. He's good. I really like the way he portrays that character. Stephen Yoon, thank you, Tony. That is Mark. And J.K. Simmons does a great job.
He's always great, and he plays a really great complex character in this show. I mean, boy, what a roller coaster for his character.
Runs the gamut of emotions and does a great job.
And I mean, they take it to the point where it's so easy to hate this man.
Yes.
And like everything about him, like everything of it about where he came from and the people he like comes from.
Yes.
And like and yet you're still now like coming around it's like the seesaw swinging back the other way. And you're like, man. And that the clip that you have where he's, you know, it's from the scene with the Mark Hamill character.
Yes.
And even that is so subtly done and so emotional and just really well done. And like, you feel bad for this monster. Like he's not a monster anymore, but like he's done some monstrous things, and you like feel bad for him, and you're like, wow, this is really making my emotions go in places that I didn't think it would go.
Yep.
So all that good. And I was going to mention even Seth Rogen, like somebody with a voice as recognizable as him, to the point where you've never seen, like he's almost never even acting in what he's in because he's just being him.
Yeah.
And he plays this character in this, and he still has his voice, but he does it in a way that I never think that this is Seth Rogen, even though it sounds just like him.
It's his best role.
He's great.
I think he's great. I said to Mom Brain when we were watching, I was like, Seth Rogen, because she was, I was watching and she doesn't watch the show, but she heard Seth Rogen. I was like, yeah, that's Seth Rogen. I was like, another one kills it. I love his character, and he's got comedic lines, and he's a funny character, but he's a serious character too. And again, just like J.K. Simmons, runs the whole gamut of different emotions, and he's amazing. He's really good. Like, this makes me look at Seth Rogen in a different light. I'm like, I wonder if he could be like this in front of the camera. Like, could he do more serious roles? Because he really love him. Absolutely love him. The humor for him is no problem in this show, but the serious moments, it's the
balancing of the two that make it really, really great. Because I mean, yeah, it's an animation, so they can get away with a lot of like quote sillier things, but like they make you believe it. Like the voice actors make you believe all this, where you're not questioning some of the crazy stuff that's happening in the show.
And there was a point I was going to make, but yes, all these people complaining about Invincible. I'm like, what do you really like? There are things to complain about, sure, and there are things that I think are overboard, but you can voice all those constructively or just voice them in general without being like, it's hyperbole. No, this isn't the worst thing that's ever been made. No, this isn't the worst cartoon. No, this isn't the worst animated thing you've ever seen. And it's crazy that like, you know how it is. Negativity always reaches much further than positivity. So all that stuff is out there. I wrote this piece on Patreon, and then later that night I was on TikTok, and I got a TikTok that was like, here's everything that's wrong with episode 1. And I'm like, but again, as I've said, I love Invincible. I think it's a phenomenal show, greatly acted. Story is fantastic. I believe it's a very faithful adaptation, but I have my criticisms, like the animation isn't as good, and I wish they had more time and didn't have to work the animators as hard. But yes, just from a purely aesthetic standpoint, I wish the show was better animated. Because it does rub me the wrong way, but it doesn't ruin the show for me at all. It's not even a thing. I can look at it and say, I don't like this animation, and then that's it. It doesn't impact the show for me at all. But I have been seeing people have been doing like
But there's it's one thing, RMC, you wouldn't do this, but if you were to comment and be like, I didn't care for the animation for X, Y, and Z reasons. But that's not what people are doing. They're just like, it looks like crap, it's stupid, it's crap, it sucks. And it's like, well, you can have that opinion, but like flesh it out with and make it nicer. Like, I mean, it's okay if you don't like it.
Yes.
But you don't have to like, it's also vitriolic.
Yes.
Every single thing, and it's the worst thing ever, and kill them, string them up, quit them.
Yeah.
Woke them. Do it all.
I would never comment that stuff because I don't feel that adds to any conversation. But if somebody was having an honest conversation, I would reply and be like, yeah, I also don't like the animation and I wish it was different, but it's not the worst thing I've ever seen, and it doesn't take me out of the experience. And there's so many other great elements of the show. Like, if I could have my pie in the sky hopes for the show, yes, I'd love for the animation to be top notch, but it's not. And as long as the story and storytelling and acting are there for me, that's what pushes me through. So it's not like I'm watching it and it's a slog or I'm mad about it. But I will say there's been a lot of I get a lot of like fan edits of Invincible while I'm on TikTok, and there's been scenes mixed in of like the latest season with the first season, and I was like, first season was animated considerably better, which is, how things usually go. First season comes out, it got popular, they changed animation studios, things took more time, and it is what it is. But whatever, it's all about the people who are saying it's the worst thing ever, because it's not, and it never is, and I hate that goes out far into the ether, but that's the world we live in. So that's Patreon. Now let's get the news, Mom Brain. We got to do news here. There's not a lot of top stories.
Now I get news.
Finally. I meant to tell you in case you're going to hear it anyway. I'll tell you anyway. If you didn't know, Mouse PI is out. I know you were interested in that.
Oh, cool.
And I hear it's quite good.
Oh, great. Yeah,
Isn't it a mouse that's a private eye?
You got it.
That's amazing.
Voiced by Troy Baker.
Cool. Yeah, I want to play that.
John Dacre?
Voiced by John Dacre. That's right.
It's on Switch 2.
Oh, yeah. Switch or Switch 2. And it is not also playable on Switch 2. It's a Switch 2 version. So better visuals and frame rate and all that stuff. I think it's 60 frames per second and 14.
But it's also on the PlayStation 5.
It's on everything. Yeah, you can get it everywhere. So you can play it in 4K with your TV that's definitely 4K and your cord that definitely does 4K.
Are you? Is it? You've been saying that for
I
like 3
know.
weeks straight. You're talking about me personally when you say that?
Yes,
because I bought it's a 4K TV and I have the special HDMI cable.
But
when I bought that stuff, you told me about that, and
Yes.
I made sure to get all that.
But is your PlayStation 4 on 4K, and are all the ports on your TV 4K?
Yeah, it's on the first port. The PlayStation's on the first port.
My first port isn't 4K on my TV. My second port is 4K. That's why I'm asking, because I have a TV where only 2 of the ports are 4K.
Well, it's on the second port, actually. The Apple TV's on the first port.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. But that's what I said. And then you have to go in and make sure.
Good Lord. Fine. I'll get it on Switch 2.
No,
Thank you.
No.
My goodness.
No. It's not about that. It's about.
What is it about?
It's about you saying, I have no problem with where you want to play it. Switch regular all the way up to PlayStation 5 Pro if you had one. You don't. But if like you say, You're getting it on the PS5 for the better visuals. That's why you're doing it.
Yeah, that's how it's always been.
Yes, so
That's why I
my
have a
point
PlayStation
is-
and there's some exclusives for PlayStation that I like to play as well. And obviously, I need all my Nintendo jams. So
yes, that's fine, and I have no issue with that at all. I just want to make sure that you're actually getting what you are buying that version for, because you could be
I
getting.
could have the Geek Squad come over and set it up perfectly, and I wouldn't be able side by side to tell the difference.
That's the whole. Yeah, that's the other point. Like, because you could be playing it on your PS5 with the exact same output that you'd get on your Switch 2, but you're just thinking you're playing it on PS5, so you have the 4K output and the whatever it is. I'm not saying it doesn't matter because you don't know, get it on Switch 2. I'm saying I want you to know if you're getting what you're paying for, because that's why you're buying it. So I just want you to be able to, I want you to see what you're getting it for.
Okay.
But you're also saying you wouldn't know if you put them side by side anyway.
But that's the thing. I'm never going to do the research or find out any of that. And I think it looks great, but every single time someone comes over my house, they're like, it looks like I'm watching BBC. So I guess it doesn't look great.
So, well, to be fair, if you are watching something British, that's the way they film stuff. So you're getting a different frame rate there.
It's not that,
but yeah, that's it. It's not me saying you're getting on PS5 and it's not even set up right. Why not just get it on Switch 2? You don't know what you're doing. It's me saying he's purposefully buying it on PS5 to get higher quality visuals. I want him to get those visuals, and I don't know if you are. That's all it is.
Well, I might not, but maybe if in 10 years the technology actually works for a layman like me, where you just plug it in and you do it, then I'll have the PlayStation 5 version.
Like here's a great example. I play Fortnite on the Xbox Series X, and it does you can do 240 hertz or whatever, which my TV is capable of, and I put that setting on to play like that. Can my eyes see that? No. But what my eyes can see is when the hertz drop out of sync, because there's an issue with the game where if you don't use your input for a certain amount of time, any input, jump, shoot, whatever, it drops down. And I always see it in the menu, because there's often a lot of times in the lobby, because we're sitting there BS and waiting for a game to start. And I can see everything goes from 240 to whatever, 120 or whatever. And it's a glitch, and it's been there forever. And if I move my joystick, then it syncs everything back up. And I've seen people talking about it online, and I've seen it submitted to Epic, and they never do anything about it. I don't care. It doesn't make me mad. It doesn't make me angry. I don't give a shovel when I'm playing at all. But if I'm going to use this mode, and I'm going to go through the trouble of setting everything up to make sure this mode is properly used, I would like for the game to do what it says it's going to do. And it's not. And it's annoying. So that's why I'm talking about that stuff. So when you're playing on PS5 and you want whatever I posted something. I have a whole rundown. When you play Mouse PI on your PS5, I want to make sure you are getting your.
Are you not going to play this Mouse PI?
I am. I want to play everything all the time. Yes, I'm going to play it. I've acquiesced, or I've relegated myself to the fact that I'm just not going to be able to play as much of anything ever, not like I used to, until I retire, or I don't know. I need more time, because between that and all the shows and all the everything, there's not enough time for any of it. That's why I like when shows come out weekly, because I'm like, a half hour, knock it out, and then I don't have to worry about that until next week. It's not like I look at it as a negative thing. It's like I can keep on top of this now. There's an anime that just came out called Dandelion on Netflix. And I was like, new anime starting April 16th. Watched the first episode, and I go in, and I was like, oh no, they dropped all the episodes at the same time, where they don't usually do that. And I'm like, well, it is what it is. I'm looking for this mouse infographic. Here you go. I searched GoNintendo for this. So if you are playing on PS5, no matter where you play the game, there's performance mode and quality mode. So a mode that runs better or a mode that looks better. You pick. On PS5, you can get performance mode 1600p at 120 frames per second. Or you could do 2160p at 60 frames per second. If you're on Switch 2, performance mode is 1080p at 60 frames per second, or quality mode is 1440p at 40 frames per second. If you're on Switch, and then handheld changes, and then blah, 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 blah. But you have to go look at all this stuff to make sure that you're going to get, or I like that they put this out, because when you're like, where am I going to play this? Some people are like, I appreciate better graphics more. So you'd go with quality mode, and then you look at whatever quality mode works best for you. Or you go, I want the game to run better. So you do performance mode. So it's not going to look as good, but it'll run smoother. So, it's a difference between 60 frames per second over here and 120 frames per second over here, or 30 frames per second over here versus 60 frames per second over here, or 40 versus 60. There's all this stuff you got to do. And again, this is Steam, Switch, Xbox, PlayStation, Switch 2, all that. So there you go. So good job on that developer for putting that stuff out. And
congratulations to them.
I actually mean it though. So look into what you want and what you have, and make sure everything's set up right, and then go enjoy it as you want to.
But it's getting good reviews.
Yeah, this is a video game podcast. Let's go find out. Yes, I saw good reviews. But I'm going to go to Metacritic and see what it's at. Metacritic, if it's anything above 75, is good in my opinion. Metacritic, 80 for critics and 8.1 for audiences. So yes, that is quite high for a review average on Metacritic. Let's see what Resident Evil, for example, Resident Evil Requiem has an 89. So
okay,
and Resident Evil 7 has an 87. So yeah, that gives you a good idea of what to expect. The one complaint I've seen across the board is that the game overstays its welcome a bit. I've seen a lot of people say that, but other than that, very fun, enjoyable game. So there you go. All right, let's move over to news.
You gotta love it. Overstays its welcome, and if it was shorter, it would be not worth the $60 because it's got to be $1 an hour.
Yep. That's you're exactly right. Damned if you do, and damned if you don't. We don't need to do that. Update on a story from last week. I'll say very quickly. You no doubt remember the Pokemon story of the guy that played in Pokemon Go tournament and lost his win because he was
he took
celebrating
off his
too aggressively because he took off his headphones. The guy commented, the Fire, whatever his name is, Firestar73 has commented on the matter, saying that he has reached out to Pokemon Company and he is disputing the decision. He's looking for them to reverse it, but he says that he holds, quote, no ill will towards anyone who is involved in this decision, especially the two judges you saw on stream, end quote. It's a very lengthy statement, but it's basically saying, like, this shouldn't be a decision made by one person, and I'm pushing back against it. And will anything change? Probably not. But did the person that he beat get the victory? Or did nobody... they moved up now, yeah. Or whoever, I don't know how these things work. Whoever was in second place got first place now.
So can that person come forward and be like, look, it wasn't that big of a deal. Maybe
maybe
he should stay.
If I was the guy that got second and I moved into first, I'd be like, I don't want this.
You would. Why would you want it like that?
Yes. But then it could become a whole thing. Because then, third place would be like, other things got to shift around. And third place is like, I don't want any part of this. That ban should have stayed in place. And
even if the guy won and flipped you off, and then you were the champion, then you'd still feel bad about winning that way because it wasn't like a true win.
Yes, exactly. I would. I know there are people who would take the win no matter what. But yes, so I will keep you abreast of that situation. Mom Brain. Oh my God, I've been waiting for you. There's a story. Our next story is about Tomodachi Life, which is a Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, which is available on Switch right now and enhanced on Switch 2 if you play it there.
Is it a story about butthole mouths?
It is not a story about butthole mouths, but it is a story about farting. Nintendo did a 3-part developer interview internally with the development team of Tomodachi Life, and they detailed a whole bunch of things about the game, and they discussed some of the quirks and stuff like that. And Nintendo revealed that there was a big debate among the team as to whether Miis should be able to fart or not. Some developers thought that farting was hilarious, while others thought it was too vulgar. So eventually Nintendo decided, yes, farts should be added to the game. as a quirk. Quirks in the game are things you can decide on whether your character should have them or not. So all characters won't fart unless you want them to fart, and you add it
Tomofarchi life.
in. So,
Tomodachi life.
once Nintendo decided you lit something.
Yeah.
Once Nintendo, why something wrong?
No.
Once Nintendo decided to add farts to the game, apparently the developers became obsessed with it because they wanted to make sure not only that they sounded right, but that they looked right, because they wanted them represented visually in the game what they thought to be the correct way.
But
just like that.
you can't see a fart.
Tomodachi.
In a
I
game,
mean-
you can. In
Okay.
real life, you can.
The game.
So they did a whole bunch of experiments, and Nintendo said that some of them were too realistic,
Ew.
and some of the visuals looked too much like an explosion going off. So they found the farting sweet spot, and eventually everybody was happy.
I
So
think Dew's been looking for that.
a lot
That's
of
what I've been
a lot of
missing.
work went into the farts for this game. So
It's the one
appreciate
thing
that.
missing from New Horizons, I think, is the
Tasty.
farting option.
Mhm. That's the next game for sure. Joe Shabadoo says the series Ask the Developer never disappoints. A fascinating look into this team's process and goals. The broad takeaway here is that Nintendo truly will operate on whatever timeline a project requires. I'm not saying that nobody who works at EAD ever has to crunch, but I believe they actively work to avoid it. Anonymous employee satisfaction surveys in Japan tell that story well enough. Yes, because Nintendo basically came right out and said, this game has taken, 9 years, they said? Yes, 9 years from beginning to end, because they were like, well, let's experiment here. We're not happy with this. How should we do this? Let's revisit this. And it was never like, this needs to come out this holiday season. It was like, you guys do what you do, and it'll come out when it comes out. So it took
Do
them
it until you get the fart in there.
from inception to release 9 years of work. But Nintendo was very happy at the end. And based on what I've been seeing about sales so far, it looks like users are too, because the game is sold out at multiple retailers right now. So good for you, fans, and enjoy your farts. And what I've seen people creating in this game is above and beyond. I've seen all kinds of crazy, funny stuff where people are using their amazing pixel art skills to make all kinds of stuff. I'm sure that would make Nintendo horrified, but that's what Tomodachi life is all about. So enjoy your uncensored, filthy, crude, unapologetically abrasive Tomodachi life with your Miis, and have at it. Moving on. Xbox's co-creator basically crapped all over Xbox and was like, I like what Nintendo does. Seamus Blackley was the co-creator of the original Xbox. He's not with Microsoft anymore.
I wonder why.
Why? His name is Seamus Blackley. What, I don't get
No,
it.
meaning he
Oh,
used
because he's
to work
pooping.
for them.
Yeah, 'cause he's, like,
no,
crapping
long
on
time
them.
ago, long time ago. But yes, he's the co-creator of the original Xbox, and he was on the Expansion Pass podcast, which is about video games and Xbox stuff. And they asked him about Project Helix, which is the new Xbox, basically, that Microsoft is working on. And Seamus Blackley really doesn't care about it. He says, quote, I don't know as a developer what I'm excited about, and I don't know what as a gamer I'm excited about. I am vastly more excited about Steam than about Helix. As a gamer, from a content standpoint, as I think everybody should be, or what's Switch 3 going to be? So he's already wondering about what Nintendo's going to do next hardware-wise. And the hosts of the podcast were like, you don't care about Project Helix or what's going on at Xbox? And he responded by saying, quote, are you high? Is there a gas leak over there? Everything that comes out of Nintendo's design department is at least really interesting and cool, even when it fails, right? Even Wii U was interesting and cool. I mean, it was a mess, but it was interesting and cool. End quote. I mean, I totally agree. Yes, it was a mess from marketing to a whole bunch of other things. But yeah, you look at that, the Wii U versus, the next Xbox, and you're like, yeah, at least Nintendo's trying to do something interesting here.
But that was years ago anyway. We're talking about now, and what reason would you have to be interested in the new Xbox? We're not even interested in the one that's been out. Like, they're literally what's come out for the system that people need to play.
Harsh
Nothing,
but true words.
Pretty much nothing. And they don't even seem like they care or know about their own product. And each time they come out with something like, they don't know what they're doing over there.
Xbox
So
is the brand as a brand has been like A fall from grace that should be studied, unlike
It's
any
so
other.
weird. All they would have had to do is like even if they weren't good, just like keep Bungie or keep Halo. Like that's all they would have had to do. And I mean, I know they still have it, but it's like not what it used to be. Like they
Yeah.
didn't.
Yeah,
I-
because of how things have gone over the last decade or
But
so.
that would have gotten people, I feel like, to be interested. There'd still be a reason to be like, oh, I need to get an Xbox because of this or whatever. Like now, you just get a PlayStation because you can play all the same games, or you get a Nintendo so you can play the Nintendo games.
Yeah, like you know, when the 360, you know, the original Xbox did fine. The 360 was really a big deal, and that's when Xbox was really having their moment. And you played Halo, which was the big thing for Xbox, but you got all your other third-party stuff. And then it looked, hey, Tall Show, it looked like Microsoft lost their way with Halo, or Bungie lost their way with Halo, and then Bungie wasn't associated with Halo anymore. And you could get all the same third-party games on PlayStation, plus PlayStation's first-party games, which are usually great. So yeah, people swung that way because they're like, okay, there's first-party games over here that I enjoy versus the Halo machine where Halo's not good anymore. Like, why would I support Xbox? And then Microsoft, I don't know. I think the Xbox is a great proposition money-wise, because if you get an S and Game Pass, man, you are set. You got so many great third-party games, and you get first-party Xbox games, and there's good stuff in there. And the only thing you're missing out on, you know, you're missing out on first-party Nintendo, obviously, and first-party PlayStation. But if you're not really worried about that stuff, and you're like, I'm a sports guy and a Call of Duty guy, then yeah, Xbox makes a ton of sense for you. But it's a hard sell nowadays because Sony's got that stranglehold on the core gamer, unlike anything else. I don't know. I have no idea what Microsoft could do to woo people back with the next Xbox. Like, it would have to be a years-long process of slowly getting people to come back to their side of things.
And don't you think they should have started that by now?
Well, they've lost their step. So, like, the next Xbox would have to start off with a killer Halo right off the bat. Like, it needs to be a Halo that people are trumpeting as like a return to form for Halo. You need to start with that at launch, and then still it's going to be hard to woo people over. And it needs to be like a third-party cavalcade from there on out. And your other first-party studios that you have to make things that aren't just like, yeah, this is a really good game. It has to be like, knock your socks off. If I don't get this system, I'm missing out on something good. And that's not something that can happen overnight.
Yeah.
That's years worth of work, and I don't know how they do that.
It'd have to be like a Fable or Halo, like return to form kind of thing. But
Well, we got that new Fable coming out, and I hear it may be delayed again. Like,
yeah,
that Halo or that Fable was announced so long ago, and we still don't have it. And I'm not saying it's going to be a bad game. I don't think that at all. I hope that it's great. I liked Fable, but I don't see anybody being like, that's my Xbox system seller, because it's been so long.
Yeah.
Any goodwill that Fable built up is dead now because it's been so long since we've had a new Fable. It's like welcoming Fable to people all over again. I don't know what they can do. I really don't know what they can do. And I don't wish them ill will, but they have fumbled the ball, unlike any other company I've seen, to go from other game company I've seen, to go from the highest of highs to hardly an afterthought now for gamers. Like, you can't get people to buy Xboxes. And we're talking about multiple generations of Xbox. At least with Nintendo, it's like the Wii, everybody buys it. Nobody wants the Wii U. The DS, everybody buys it. Nobody wants it. The 3DS did fine, but not like the DS did. And then it's like the Switch, everybody wants to Switch. So Nintendo has their ups and downs. Microsoft, it's like, we sold well. We didn't sell well. We really didn't sell well. Like, the next one, I don't know what they do to swing it back, at least in the other direction a little bit. I don't know.
Can they
It's gotta be like
care
$100.
less in comparison to like Nintendo, because they're like, you know, they do more than
it's
games.
just an arm of their company.
Yeah, so they can afford to kind of be like, well, you know,
They could afford that.
I mean, it
but
seems
why
like a
would
bad
you
idea,
want to do that as a
right?
business? Be like, we're making money hand over fist at Microsoft's other divisions, so Xbox can just whatever.
bleed out.
Yeah. So
and then once you're out of being competitive, like you said, it's a hard thing. Like once you're out of the race, that's that.
to
Like,
get that goodwill back and that
Yeah.
mind share back, that's really tough. And Microsoft very clearly was like, we know how to fix this. Buy every company that makes games, and then they make games. And it's like, oh,
Yeah, that was a
that's not how
a
you do
mistake
it.
as
Like
well.
that's why Nintendo does so well, because Nintendo developers know they have all these franchises, but they actually aren't like, we need a new Mario now, we need a new Zelda now, we need it. It's like, okay, we have an idea for this now. Now we will make it, rather than we need this. We got to make something. It doesn't work like that. So I really don't know. I hope they turn things around. I happen to like Xbox as far as a proposition more than I like Sony, and I really am not happy with my PS5. But I don't know. I don't know what they can do. I, as just a video game lover, will buy the next Xbox because I'm always going to buy the next whatever. But for the average game player, I have no clue what they could do, and it's going to have to be you're going to need a whole generation just to potentially swing things back in a better direction. Like I don't know. You need years planned out in advance. I don't know.
And
I
now
don't
it's going to
know.
be even harder because finally Nintendo has caught up enough where you can start getting like some of these quote AAA
Pragmata.
experiences on the Switch 2, and you don't really have to worry about, like, I know we just had a huge discussion about how I'm going to get that mouse game on the PlayStation, but still, like, you know, that's just because I have both. If I just had a Switch, it would be a no-brainer, and it's no problem, and it looks great, and it runs great.
Yeah, I don't know either. Or Microsoft would have to come up with some like Wii-like idea, and I don't mean it plays like the Wii. I just mean like a console idea that captures the zeitgeist at the time, where people are like, "This is something new and exciting, and I have to get in on this."
But
And
not everybody is like you, RMC. The fan base that they might still have over there doesn't want some kind of new fangled thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
I'm
like,
talking about ushering in a replacement fan base, like, because there's plenty.
like
There's
just starting from scratch.
the expanded
basically.
audience that bought the Wii. Most of them are gone, but they bought the Wii. So like, if Xbox could have some sort of system that brings in a Wii-like rush with it, then they'll have a generation that puts them in a better spot to shape things in the future. And some of those people will still go with them, and the Xbox diehards will still be there. But at this point, it's like, we've lost so many. Why not take the big swing? Like, what's the harm in not taking a big swing now? Give us something to differentiate yourself, because like you said, PlayStation and Xbox are the same thing basically, minus their first party output. And you look at Xbox and you look at PlayStation, and you're like, if I'm basing this on first party output, I'm going PlayStation. I get Spider-Man, I get Uncharted, I get God of War, I get The Last of Us, I get Naughty Dog in general. I get what they're like. It's really a no-brainer. If you're going first party, it's a no-brainer, because you go Microsoft and I get Halo, and I don't know what else I
That's
get.
it.
I have some, and that's not a knock against other companies. It's a knock. All right, it's just saying, like, Sony has that visibility and mind share with their first party franchises, where Xbox doesn't because of Halo. Halo will forever be their first party boon, even if it never gets back to anywhere near the heights that it had, just because Halo was that big. That will forever be their brand. And look at what Sony managed to do. Sony went from the Crash Bandicoot system to Crash isn't even a thing for them anymore. Crash games come out, but they're not seen as that now. They're seen as the Spider-Man, God of War, Naughty Dog. Like, that's a huge change for them, and it wooed in the quote unquote core gamer. So there's a whole case study to be had, and I don't know that anyone will ever figure out what really went down there. But I hope they can change things, because the market is always better but more competition. So we'll see. First comment comes from Lion K, and they say, Switch 3. Are we already thinking about that? Shouldn't Nintendo create something fresh again after 2 Switches? He's just using it as shorthand for the next thing from Nintendo. So whether they do a Switch 3 or not, I don't know. But I get what he's saying. Speaking of Microsoft, this is really funny. That's very funny. We've heard plenty of rumors about Switch 2 games that might be happening. And one of them that was supposedly happening for Switch 2 was Starfield, the Bethesda game, which just not that long ago came out on PlayStation 5. We've been hearing for a very long time, since before the Switch 2 came out, that Starfield was coming over. Heard it over and over and over again. Well, this week we now know it to be official, not because Bethesda or Xbox announced it, but because the game was officially rated. We've gotten so many ratings in the last month, the last 4 weeks, that have outed Switch 2 games without the publisher developer mentioning it. I don't know what's going on, but it's an insane amount. Taiwanese ratings board has leaked, or not leaked, the Taiwanese ratings board has shown that Starfield is going to Switch 2 because they rated the Switch 2 version. And there can't be a rating for the ratings board if they don't know that the game exists and they've gotten like Xbox and Bethesda submitting all the details on it. So this is 100% a lock. Starfield is coming to Switch 2. If and when it's announced, I don't know, but it's happening. So there you go. Deux is...
I'm glad it's coming to Switch 2.
Oh.
I just didn't like that game. I mean, I don't want to say I didn't like it. I put some time into that game and it just wasn't fresh.
Joe Shabadoo says, what a fascinating omission from the February partner showcase. Excited to see more graphical benchmark examples for this system. No interest in playing this game, unfortunately. It seems like many people felt that way.
Yeah,
maybe the Switch 2 audience will enjoy it. I don't know.
Skyrim worked, but this, it's been 10 plus years, probably longer. And it had the same kind of dated feel to it. You played a little bit of it, right? You fooled around with Starfield a little bit.
I do.
You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it feels like Skyrim, but I like sci-fi settings more than fantasy settings, so I appreciate that. But outside of that, yeah, it's the same game with a different skin.
Yeah, I just feel like because they've been working on the new Elder Scrolls game for so long that when it's final, whatever happens,
they're screwed.
They
announced that so long ago, and now it's been so long of a wait. Forget it.
I just feel like the interactions with the NPCs are going to feel exactly the same as they did, 15 years ago, and it's time to move on.
Slider64 has it perfect. They say, I dabble with Starfield. It was very fine. I'd give it a score of okay out of sure. There you go. Perfect. Alternate Liz asked, is the Ocarina of Time remake for Switch 2 a believable rumor? Based on who is talking about it, I would say yes. But now that we know Nintendo is supposedly leaking false information and gaslighting us, then maybe it's not true.
Yeah,
but I don't know. But based on the sources, I would say yes, it's believable. But if Nintendo's sussing out the leakers, and that's one of their sussed out things, then who knows?
That's a big one.
Speaking of Bethesda, we have Indiana Jones coming out on Switch 2. What is it? Next month? Very soon. So look forward to that. And yes, it will be very interesting to see how the game runs on Switch 2, because my understanding is it is unbelievably broken on PS5, and people have asked for refunds. So PS5 is a more powerful system, and if it's not, I remember it coming out for Xbox and people complained it didn't run well. So if it came out on PS5 and it doesn't run well, you would think that it won't run well on Switch 2, but who knows? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. The fool can't be fooled again. But we'll see what happens. We have a very quick political story. There's your warning. It's a very quick update to a political story from a couple of weeks ago. Very long story, very short. You may remember that the White House did a Wii Sports related video to publicize Operation Epic Fury, which was, done and dusted within 48 hours, as we were told. But I don't know if that was true. But anyway, we have an update on this situation. The Japanese Minister for Foreign Affairs, Toshimitsu Motegi, has commented on the White House's use of Wii Sports in this social media campaign that they did. And he said this, quote, generally, even in the case of public institutions, it is inappropriate to reproduce copyrighted works without the permission of the rights holder, end quote. So he made that public statement. So, Japan is none too pleased.
And that's a government man. That's not like a Nintendo guy.
Yep. So good for him for saying that. And will anything happen from it? No. But still, even if you're shouting into the void, you get credit for shouting. So good for you, Mr. Minister. And then, all right, it's time for Umami.
You're not reading the comments on this one, I noticed.
Oh, no, not touching them. I can tell you this. The back end of the site was alight, ablaze this week with reported comments and new commenters. Every time I went, like for the span of 2 days, there were unapproved usernames waiting to be approved with horrendous
That were
comments,
never approved.
and reported comments that had to be taken care of. So yes, always fun. But umami, all aboard the savory releases train. I'm your captain. I'm your conductor here, RMC. Toot toot. Here's what's on the Switch 2 this week. Mouse PI for hire on the Switch 2. Also Pragmata. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. Technically, it's a Switch version on Switch 2, but you get some enhancements. And Under Par Gold Architect. So that's a golf game, but a building game. Build a golf course. Switch, what do you got? Let me tell you. 2048 Boys.
Ooh, that's 2048 Boys.
Oh my, I'm in. I'm all the way in. Five some day, I guess you're supposed to say it. Or someday spelled with a 5. I don't know.
Day.
Day. Angel Rhapsody. Antique Checkers. Can you explain it? World History Test. Cherry Girls versus Zombie Carnage. Brutal Anime Kawaii. Cypher Monk. Ancient Calculus. Colorium. Cup Heroes. Diamond Bag Bundle. Death by Scrolling.
That's the new Stranding game?
That's right. Decolate Decoration. And I found that the decolate means decapitation. So.
Oh, God, that's terrible.
Discovery 2. Dog Jigsaw from Japan. Drop Duchy Complete Edition. That's the sequel to Pass the Duchy.
Yeah, I was just wondering about that.
Easter coloring book for kids and toddlers. A little bit late on that. The MSX2 version of Psycho World. Find My Frogs. Buy my book. Fix and Flip Dream House. For Luna, The Bell Tolls. Foreign Sun. Gecko Gods, which is a game I have been covering for over 5 years. It's finally out.
Wow.
Gloomy. That's Glume. Guns and Bullets bundle that has 3 games in it. Hello Yoshi, the free app from Nintendo that lets you mess with Yoshi's face. Hayaki Fantasia Minigame Selection Volume 1. Hypercars Ramp Crash. Hightail Sandbox RPG that has nothing to do with the actual game. It's a ripoff. Don't buy it. Inhuman Resources, a literary machination. Japanese culture literacy test. Kletka. Lucky Tower Ultimate. Make it gyoza. Nationwide academic check junior high level. Nullstar Solace. Parasol Superstars. That's related to the Bubble Bobble franchise. Pixel Game Maker Series Magical Shot the Attack Bump. Road Jumper. Saint Slayer, the Saint Slayer Spear of Sacrilege, that is very greatly inspired by the original Castlevania trilogy. So if you like those games, check this one out. I've heard it's quite good if that's the kind of game that you like. I will be playing it at some point.
Oh, how's the music?
I am on the fence. I need to hear more, and I was going to listen to the soundtrack on its own, but I was like, no, I actually want to play the game. So I'm going to... The song... This is the best. The song that they use in the trailers is okay, but it's done by someone who's trying to make it sound like a chiptune, but they're not using the right kind of stuff, in my opinion.
Oh.
So I'm a little iffy on it. I need the compositions to be good, and I can forgive the instrument.
We asked your opinion.
There you go. Smash It Wild. Solitaire Legends Card Masters. Spika Adventure. Or Spika Adventure. I don't know. The Day I Became a Bird. Train Plus Mini 1. You got that sound effect on there. Coming up, everybody, April 21st, get ready. The new game from the Vampire Survivors developer. Vampire Crawlers, the Turbo Wild card from Vampire Survivors. Holy crap, did I screw it up? Vampire Crawlers is the new game made by the same guy, Ponkel.
Is that
brand new game?
Part of the title from Vampire Survivors?
Yeah, he put it in he's doing what they do in the shop to get people's attention. I've heard, hi SD, good to see you. I've heard stellar things about this game. So.
I mean, if it's $1.99 like the first one, like when I originally played Vampire Survivors, then sure.
I'm gonna guess it's between 10 and $15. Without a Dawn, Zombie Brawl Slayer, Zoo Orbs.
I was saying Zoo Orbs.
And ZPF, which is a shmup from the Genesis days. Steister has a comment saying, nice job, RMC. Thank you, Steister. You did great. Wow, thank you so much. Now go head to the bathroom. I will do that.
How did they
while we
know?
sit
What are
back,
the next European masterpieces?
while we sit and bask in some sweet, sweet releases.
What
I'm
are
gonna
the
do
next European
all of
masterpieces?
that.
Let's find out with Nikki's sweet
Hurry up, hurry up.
releases.
Now time for the European eShop releases for the week of April 16th, the year of our Lord, 2026. This is Dew Michaels reading the releases in honor of Nikki Hill. Nikki Hill, we speak your name. For Switch 2, we've got Dosa Divas, Mouse PI for Hire, Overwatch, Under Par Golf Architect. And for regular Switch, we have 5 Someday, 2048 Boys, Angel Rhapsody, Anthology of the Killer, Antique Checkers, Arcadia Fallen 2, A Storied Life, Tabitha. Before I go, pardon me for a second, little indigestion. Can you explain it? World History Test. Cyphermonk, Ancient Calculus. Cleaning Up. Death by Scrolling. Decolette, Decoration. Dog Jigsaw from Japan. Dosa Divas. The Egg Console MSX2 game, Psycho World. The Egg Console PC 9801 game of Schwarzschild 2. Empire Hike. Find My Frogs. Fix and Flip Dream House. Gecko Gods. Guts and Grunts. Ew. Hello Yoshi. Hayaki Fantasia Minigame Selection Volume 1. Hypercars Ramp Cache. Hightail Sandbox RPG. Inhuman Resources, a literacy machination. Japanese Culture Literacy Test. Lucky Tower Ultimate. Make It Gyoza. Nature's Question. RMC is answering Nature's Question right now. Ninjora Echoes. Nullstar Solace. Parasol Superstars. Pengilo. Pixel Game Maker Series Magical Shot, The Attack Bump.
Pangelo is what the kids call the vapes nowadays. Gonna hit the Pangelo.
I'm going to crack that Pengilo.
Oh no.
Prince Date Diaries, A Fairy Tale Love. Pumuckle. Yeah. Pumuckle and the Crown of the Pirate King. Now that's a name we can get down with.
Oh yes, I'm so glad you said that. I'll wait until the end.
All right. Road Jumper. Samurai Obby. Smash It Wild. Solitaire Legends Card Masters. Speaka Adventure. The Day I Became a Bird. The Universal Symphony. Tomodachi Life Living the Dream. Veins of Darkness Horror. Without a Dawn. Extreme Drift Racing Simulator. Zombie Brawl Slayer. Zoo Manager Simulator. And last but not least, ZPF.
Is there a comment due?
There is. Autumnal Blake says, I'm already having a great time in Tomodachi Life, where both Cloud Strife and my real partner have fallen in love with me. It will be interesting to see how that goes.
Oh, I don't know. Sephiroth gets kind of crazy with partners.
Autumnal Blake continues, I've also had my eyes on Gecko Gods since it was in that indie world
There you
years and years
There
ago.
you go.
I'm a bit wary since it went through so many delays, but I will be giving it a go as well.
Yeah, I mean, I was interested in that game too, but I share your same sentiment. I was like, this game has been in development for so long. Let's see, when was Gecko Gods announced? No, you piece of... I just want a regular answer. Whatever. I don't know. It's been a long time. Like a really long time. Release date announcement. I wish I could get you What if I try?
You got me.
What if I try? How long was Gecko
6
Gods
inches.
in development for? 5 years. There we go. We got an answer. Oh, look at that. That's me. My site came up. I love that when I have a question about a game and I'm like, oh, here's the answer from me that I wrote 7 years ago. That's very funny. Anyway, I had something I wanted to say at the start of the show, but 2 hours and 23 minutes in, I'll say it. Yes, I got your emails, and yes, I have since righted the wrong. If you've been listening to the podcast audio only version for the last couple of weeks and you're like, the audio sounds slightly crappier than usual, it wasn't you, it was me. Duke can attest. A couple of weeks ago, I had a storage issue with the podcast where we usually host it because I used up all the storage for the month and I couldn't get more. So my only option was to take the show and bump it down to a lower quality until I rolled into the next month and had new storage. So that's what I did. And then I forgot to undo it. So the last couple shows have had the lower quality, but today's show will be our regular quality. So there you go. And I apologize. Now do the thing I had to tell you.
Tell me.
Long names with anime. I looked into it this week. Why do they happen? And I got the definitive answer.
Go ahead.
So a lot of anime starts as manga or light novels and things like that. So books basically, or online comics.
Yes.
And they've gotten very popular in the last like 10 years or so. And there's a lot of them. And people just started to they wouldn't even research what a book, light novel, manga, comic was about. They just look at the title and be like, yeah, I'm going to go with that. So to stand out from the crowd, people started to make their titles longer because someone would see a long name and be like, what the hell's that long name? And then read the whole name. Now it's become such a trope that people look at the long names because they know they're going to get exactly what the show is about through the whole title. And that's quicker than doing research online or looking at the back of the book or anything. So they see, I'm a sentient vending machine in a dungeon, whatever the hell it is. So that's why it's like that now. So it became a way to get attention. It became a bit of a trope. And now it's legitimately how people look at to get a synopsis of what they're going to see or what they're going to read by the long title, because that's all the time we can commit to things now. It's looking at the title.
Yeah, I was going to say that's like the anime version of what they're doing to scripts on Netflix, where they just tell you, they have the characters literally tell you everything that's happening because they know you're on your phone while you're watching it or whatever.
Yep.
But I became friends with the second prettiest girl in my class is that anime, right? That's
like dangerously close to what the name is. Say it again.
I became friends with the second prettiest girl in my class.
You are so close. You only have one word wrong. It's not
prettiest.
It's I made friends.
Oh, okay.
So that's really good. That's
not
really
bad.
good.
No. I still like Vice President Beauty better just because it rolls.
Trust me, when I watch the show, that's what I'm thinking. Every Tuesday, I'm like, time for Vice President Beauty. SD says, how does a lower quality of podcast equal more storage? If you mean quality in terms of content, it doesn't. But if I make something, whatever, 112 KB versus 96 KB, the file that's spit out takes up less storage space where I host the podcast. So that would allow me to smaller files don't gobble up the storage space every month as quickly as bigger files do. So I had to change it for 1 month or for 1 weekend, and I forgot and did it for 3 weeks because I'm stupid. But this week is fixed. Okay. SD says, I think there are some rules about titles in Japan too, like Up's title in Japan is Grandpa Carl's Flying House. Oh, I thought so, SD. I thought so. I was making sure. Is that true about Up? I know it has a different name over there, but that name is way better.
Wait, Up? The Pixar Up?
Yeah, Grandpa Carl's Flying House is a way better name.
Oh my God, that's awesome. That's like, you think it's a sequel to Howl's Moving Castle or something.
Such a good name. Mom Brain.
Yeah.
What have you been playing?
Pokopia. And it's been going great. And what I didn't tell everyone about last week was that I did lure a Mr. Mime
yes,
into my habitat.
You know, I haven't heard a lot about Mr. Mime since you lured them in.
He is
Now
so
the mating can start.
Great.
unsettling.
No.
You're like
No.
you're like standing like looking at an area to try and decide if you could build there, or you're like trying to talk to somebody, and he all of a sudden, or they, I don't know if there's a gender
I
or
don't know.
not, is like
He's never said.
I mean, yeah.
it's so unsettling. It's so unsettling. I don't like it at all.
Is it worse than Ekans?
Yeah.
Oh, that's big
Do
time
you
for
also,
you.
are you also afraid of mimes in general?
No. I mean, I find them like a little bit like awkward and uncomfortable. I
know.
think.
If I was in a ladies' bookstore and there was a mime sitting in the
Yes,
back room,
thank
I'd
you.
like to be informed
Yes.
if there was for when I go back there. But
Yep.
Mhm.
SD quotes you, Mom Brain, and says, "I lured Mr. Mime into my house." That is correct. That's what Ash's mom did, and she uses them all the time to just do well. She uses them all the time to clean the house.
I mean,
but I
he's
I
got
think
those
he's,
bulbous tips of his
I think he's
fingers,
cleaning the
right?
house all right. I think
Yeah.
he's cleaning the house. Because who's he telling? He ain't telling nobody.
Yeah.
Ash's mom is getting down with Mr. Mime. Mr. Mime ain't saying a word.
I would love to know the story behind that when they were making these characters. I mean, somebody had to just crap that out, and they were like laughing and like had to
So,
keep it right. No,
The
I mean it's ridiculous.
The original Pokemon, there's 150, and now we have over 1,000. Mr. Mime is the kind of thing you'd expect to see now, where they're like, we've exhausted every
Exactly.
idea. But
Yeah.
Mr. Mime was part of the original 150, which makes it even crazier. That we got a fire-breathing dragon and a little dinosaur that grows flowers, and we have a mime. Like, I don't know.
And he's always like looking at you like the big wide eyes, like
Yep.
constantly like, do you want to watch me put on
So,
my show?
Do you
Like,
regret having him now?
I kind of do a little bit. I think I'm
Oh.
gonna ask him to move in somewhere that's like not
Oh.
in the main drag.
SD is right. I apologize. I was talking to you as if you didn't already know Mr. Mime was in the original 150. Of course you know that. My sincere apologies.
Apology accepted.
I used to have a poster on the back of my bedroom door that had the original 150 Pokemon on it, and it went the full length of the door.
Yeah.
It was I don't even remember where I got that. But I used to think that was so cool, and I used to look at all those Pokemon, and that's why I know the 150 so well. Mr. Rhyme is Mr. Mime's father. Yes, I know about Mr. Rhyme, and he scares me, I think, even more. Mr. Mime was the full length, says SD. That's right. Maybe that's you heard about that, Mayor Momdani. Did you see that report that they're like somebody in his cabinet is a mime? Like that was a big story.
No, I didn't see that.
And the article, it had to be on purpose. Somebody had to read this and know that it was supposed to be or whatever. In the article, it said they reached out to the guy for comment, but they didn't get any. And somebody on TikTok was like, "Of course they didn't get any. It's a mime. He's not going to say anything."
SD says no.
Mime
Donnie.
Mayor Mime Donnie. That's great.
That's really fun.
Mom Brain, you play anything else?
No.
Okay, do. What have you been playing?
Played some Animal Crossing Old Horizons, and it's still doing its thing, still making those bells hand over fist. And
Hell yeah.
I told you a couple weeks ago that I made piles of money. I think it was like 500,000 bells, and you could make a pile of money, which is like basically a piece of furniture. And I gave it to everybody on the island. And then every time I go into the shop, one of my islanders is in there, and when I talk to them, they're like, "Oh, I can't really afford this thing. I really like it." So I'm like buying them things. It's like, what happened to the 500 grand I gave you a couple weeks ago, Fauna?
Yeah,
What are
right?
you doing with all that? I mean, maybe it's none
Somebody's
of my
gotta know.
business,
Somebody's got to know.
but yeah, like my goodness. I expect that kind of thing from Shino, but not from Fauna. Anyways,
How's our main dude doing?
he's doing great. I just gave him a vibrant tuxedo this morning. And it's really great because of his wider stature, a lot of the clothes look really funny on him when they like stretch out. So his like bow tie, it's like all red sequins, and he's got this like bow tie that's like thin and really long now because of it. Looks very funny. But
Wait, he's wearing a bow tie?
I wasn't gonna touch
it was it's part of the vibrant tuxedo. I mean, it's a tuxedo.
So is he?
No, he's fine because it's a tuxedo. He's not wearing Dorcas Malorca's clothes to the coffee shop, to the what's the coffee place called? The Roost. You know, he's not going to the Roost dressed in like casual bow ties. No, he's dressed up great to sit under an orange tree. Okay. So, but yeah, so basically I'm gonna have to talk to Isabel tomorrow and make sure he changes now that you've said that. But there was that. We played some Fortnite. The new update of Fortnite is out, and that's cool. A lot of sweaties in Fortnite. I mean, it's still fun.
We were doing good though. We were doing good.
Yeah.
We got some good victories.
Yeah, we gotta really earn them, but I mean, we always have. So that's been good. I played a little bit more of the Long Dark, as you know. I had that another game going after my legendary 103 days. And I made it to about day 58. And then, as usual with the Long Dark, your hubris kicks in and you think you can do things, and you push things just a little bit further to the limit. And it didn't go well, and it ended at 58 days. And instead, for some reason, instead of starting up yet another game, I switched tactics and I went into the eShop and I downloaded a little something called Beyond Words.
Oh, yes.
And I've been playing quite a bit of Beyond Words. It's basically Balatro, but with Scrabble instead. Now, I have a very silly aversion to Scrabble. Basically, it's kind of like a I don't know, it's like a bullying situation. Like something happened when I was younger, and it's very funny. It's a very funny sentence to say. But one of my ex-girlfriend's grandmothers bullied the shovel out of me playing Scrabble, to the point where I was so averse to Scrabble it would almost make me sick. I hate Scrabble, and started playing this because I'm not a huge poker fan, and I loved Balatro, so it was like, why the heck not? And I really, really enjoy Beyond Words. Beyond Words is great because, first of all, it's one player, so I'm not playing against anyone's bullying grandma. But so I enjoy it. But secondly, the more I played it, and trust me, I put in a lot of time over the past 2 days with it, the better I think I'm getting. Not that it's like helping me connect pathways in my brain and I'm getting smarter, but I am definitely sharper at playing Scrabble now, just from the hours of putting it in. I'm not gonna find that ex-girlfriend's grandma. Well, she passed away, may she rest in peace. But I'm not gonna go.
I'm not gonna dig up her grave.
I was just gonna say I'm not gonna go with my Switch 2 and play on her grave. But I do feel more confident now playing Scrabble. I still don't want to play against anybody. This is the type of Scrabble I like, because what made Balatro fun? Every time you beat a stage, you get to upgrade, and they're not Joker cards, but they're booster cards and power cards and things that basically make the scoring different, make the game different, make the tiles more fun and interesting. And there's a ton of different boards to play on with different themes, and some are kind of straight up Scrabble like and just have a fun board, and others have a fun board but also give you power cards in certain themes that switch up the gameplay a little bit, and it's a lot of fun. And even though I've already put in probably 15 hours plus, like it's already blown like a bunch of games out of the water as far as time played, there's still a bunch of things yet to unlock. I mean, they have that collections screen where you can go through and see everything you've unlocked, and there's still a bunch of question marks there, which is very cool. So I can see playing this for a really long time, and it's fun to play. And it's one of those games where after you play, you're like, just one more, just one more, and then
I was doing that at my desk the other day.
and sometimes, you'll spend a lot of time just getting one word going, and then before you know it, you spend like 20 minutes on a word, and you're
Light
like,
it by daylight.
I'm
That's
like,
a great.
really taking up some time, but in a fun way, because it's a fun game, and it's always interesting to discover a new power card, or a booster that works with a power card, or a couple of different power cards that work together, and before you know it, you're like, you could put down like a 3-letter word and like crush it, and you're just like, all right, like now we're rocking and rolling. So take that, someone's grandma, because they were always upset that I was like putting shorter words down. It's like, well, first of all, there's a lot of pressure. Second of all, I'm not a confident person in my smarts, so I definitely overthink it, and I get anxious. And if you're gonna get up my butt and like yell at me for putting down 3-4-letter words, I'm sorry. Like I can't. Anyways, and see, now we're
It's okay.
we're getting to
You
the
did
heart
it.
of
You won. She's dead.
It
You
still
won.
hurts. It still hurts, and it
Listen,
shouldn't.
you're overcoming it. This is great. And
But,
you're becoming a better Scrabble player at the same time. So
But
next week, Scrabble on the podcast. We're playing.
definitely not. Never played it.
My cousin and her husband and my uncle are like insanely good Scrabble players. Like the games they play are a completely different level. Like I won't play with them because I can't even hold a candle to it. They are like killer. It's nuts. So they play Words with Friends with each other and all that stuff. They've played Scrabble games on vacation together, and just like I will watch them play because it's like they're speaking another language. Like the things that they plan out, crazy.
Yeah,
and their scores end where they're all like somebody won by like 5 points or something because they're all that good the whole time. So.
Yeah, I'm the kind of guy that's like, thank goodness this is on the Switch, because I can just like throw tiles up there and it'll tell me if it's a word. It's like just throw like vowels at the end of this and hopefully one of them sticks. But yeah, it's really, really fun, and it's got that addictive gameplay of a Balatro. And if you liked Balatro and you're even a little bit interested in Scrabble, I think you would really love this. And I'm telling you, I'm not interested in Scrabble, and I still love it. So
can't get
that
a better
says
recommendation
something.
than that. Yeah.
And the music's great. It's not like a Balatro song where I could hum you the Balatro song right now if I wanted to. That's how good that song is. This is a really good song, but you never ever learn it. Like if it was playing right now, I could hum along with it, but I couldn't tell you at all what it sounds like. But that's not a bad thing. It's great because you play the game for hours, and like either you want something like the Balatro song, which just for some reason never gets old, or you want something that's great. If you're listening to it, it's great, never gets old, or it can kind of fade into the background while you're thinking of letters to put in there. So I would say that Beyond Words so far has been very fulfilling. My only complaints are very minor. It's mostly with the like the menu screen. It's once you're in a board, I mean, it's not necessary, but it doesn't tell you what board it is. Like for instance, there's one called Cat Picks as an example, and sometimes I'll be in the middle of a game and I'll be like, what board am I playing again? And like it won't tell me. Now you could see it, but if you have a lot of tiles up, like maybe the image is obscured. Again, it doesn't matter at all, but like you can't find that. It'll tell you on its own time what boss is coming up. You can't like look ahead and see what the boss is going to be. At least I haven't figured out how to do that. These are very, very small things. And there were a few things that weren't explained, like when you get a silver trophy versus a gold trophy versus a platinum trophy. But it's easy. It was easy enough to figure out, and I finally did. But yeah, when you hover above a level that you've done already, it will give you an image of the trophy that you won. So it'll be either bronze, silver, gold, or platinum.
Goodbye, blinded.
My problem is, just tell me what color they are, because the silver and the platinum looks so similar, and you think it wouldn't be a problem, but there's like 50 levels. So when you're looking at them, you don't remember what score you got. And I find discerning between silver and platinum has been very difficult. And I know it's so dumb. It's a very small thing. But other than that, I'm looking forward to playing more of it. I actually am trying to hold you to your promise, though, RMC. I did bring my Switch 2 again this week.
Did I remember to download the game?
No, you didn't.
But I can get it.
But
I can get it today.
I'm not worried about it. I just I still brought it just in case.
You should have texted me before. I would have remembered to download it.
I thought about it, but I thought about it, but I didn't. I probably should have. Anyways, but yeah, that's what I've been playing. Thank you very much for listening. RMC, tell me what you've been playing.
Thanks for asking. But before I get into that, you may remember earlier in the show, I asked Any Austin to tell us about his crushes.
Oh, baby.
And I haven't listened to the message. It's 26-second long, but here we go.
I'll be honest, we didn't have cable, and it was pretty strict what we could watch. So it was a lot of like Zoom on PBS, and none of those 10-year-olds were very attractive. So I don't know. It probably didn't start for me until Final Fantasy X, right? Final Fantasy X and X2, something like that. Either that or like the fox from Robin Hood.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Maybe.
See?
This guy knows what he's talking about. That's great. That's great. Thank you, Austin. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy listening to yourself. Well, now we know. Now we know your kinks. And I'll be watching. Well, I watch all your videos, but I'll be watching future videos for references to either Zoom or the Fox. But yes, what have I been playing? Well, finally, I can talk about what I've been playing because I haven't been allowed to talk about it. If you are on the site this week, you know that I did my review in progress for Pragmata. I've been playing Pragmata on the Switch 2, and I'm still playing Pragmata on the Switch 2. And some might say, RMC, why is it taking you so long to play? Well, because I don't have time, but also it's the sign of a great game. And I'm not going to rush a game to give you my final thoughts just to hit a deadline. I'm going to give you thoughts based on what I've played so far. So I'm still playing it. And the biggest compliment I can give it is Deux and Mombrain will test that I really don't go for 100% in games. And I am 100%ing this game, and I'm loving every second.
Wow.
I'm doing every VR mission. I'm doing every box that you can collect in a level. I'm getting every memory. I'm doing it all because I'm loving it so much. So, Pragmata. I played the demo and I loved it, and I've been playing the full game, and it is phenomenal. As you saw this week, review scores came out, and everybody's singing this game's praises. Capcom is on a hot streak unlike any other. They've got yet another stellar game out, and it is it's just great. If you like the gunplay of Resident Evil games, then you should like this. But now you have the hacking that makes it that much more engaging. And the further you get into the game, the more interesting the hacks are, the more interesting the power-ups are, the bigger the hack boards are, the amount of enemies that you have to fight while you're hacking increases. Like you'll do boss fights where there's a giant boss flying around and then other little robots, and you have to worry about all of them. You can use certain robots to destroy other robots. So there's like a healing robot, and if it goes into heal another robot, and you hack the healing robot while it's doing its healing, it does damage to the robot it's healing, which is awesome. So you can like string together attacks. Oh my God, I love this game so much. There's little challenge rooms that are locked by red doors. And if you go to them, you'll usually get really good stuff, but you have to go through a whole bunch of very difficult enemies. And they're pretty challenging. And it's a lot of fun because you got to constantly stay on the move and do your hacks to use some of the power-ups, like hacks that'll hack every robot at once, or hacks that'll freeze enemies in their spot. And then at first, when you first go to these rooms, they're usually just, this is so stupid, they're usually just like rooms with a couple rooms attached to them. They don't look like anything special. They're like arenas. But as you go deeper into the game, they change. And like there's one that's like, a path that you walk up through a tree to the top of like a building. And as you're walking the path on the tree, there's other robots that are flying around shooting at you and robots that are walking down the branches of the tree. It's a huge tree. And it was really cool. It's like a trek to the top of this tree to fight all these robots. And I was like, I really like that they like changed it up. It was a really fun way that they did it. It's just such a fun game to play. There's little stuff to collect all over the place. You're constantly upgrading your character with new abilities and new guns and extra health. And you can change your weapon loadout and bring whatever weapons you want with you. And, you know, there's net guns and explosive guns and laser guns and guns that you can shoot enemies with that'll make their boards easier to hack. And like, there's all kinds of stuff. And you use them all on the fly. I love the conversations between Hugh and Diana. They're a lot of fun and they're very endearing. Their little banter that they have while you're out in the field about whatever, like they may talk about anything or they may talk about something that they just saw. And they're just really endearing conversations. Whoever the voice actor is for Hugh is really good. I really like him. He's very sweet and enjoyable. Like he just really is a fun character to listen to, and his conversations with Diana are one of my favorite parts of the game. They're just really nice to hear.
Does Diana get pants at any point?
Not so. I mean, she's wearing shorts, but I don't know if she gets pants.
Can't tell.
She's wearing a different outfit in my game, but she's still got the shorts on.
Is Hugh trying to rescue her from Epstein Island or something?
No, she saved Hugh.
Oh, from Epstein Island?
No, I don't know where Hugh was before this, so maybe, but it's not part of the lore in the game. But yeah, the game's awesome. The soundtrack is very atmospheric and very much background music, but it's really beautiful. Like it's really good. And I keep thinking about that the whole time. I'm like, nobody's talking about the audio here, and it's really nice. And there's a song that plays when you're back at your base where you upgrade your abilities. That is just something about it is so space coded, but also so heart wrenching. It's just like, it just really locks in the fact that for me, it makes me feel like, yeah, I'm on this space station by myself with this little robot kid and I could die. Like and it's very melancholic, but it's beautiful. I love it. I love it. And you have a jukebox feature at your base too, that you can earn other songs for and listen to stuff. So really just not enough people talking about the sound design in the game. It's very cool. Boss fights are awesome. Like I said, gunplay it's a great game. It's really worth every penny. I'm playing it on Switch too. Like I said, I'm very impressed with what it does visually. It's one of the most impressive games on Switch 2 from a visual standpoint. I've seen a lot of outlets that have basically used the same headline where it's like, wondering about Pragmata on Switch 2? Well, it's Pragmata. And that's what people are saying. They're like, yes, there's visual differences, but you're playing Pragmata and it's not like concessions gameplay wise or anything like that. You're just playing Pragmata. And if you play it handheld, it's even more Pragmata because, you know, the visuals are smaller and you're not going to see the finer details anyway. But man, great game. I so enjoy it. Find it very hard to put down. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I want to say about it, but play the demo and see what you think. It's awesome. It's a lot of fun.
The demo was fun.
The demo, if you like the demo, you'll like the full game, except the full game gives you a lot more and a lot more variety. The levels are just really fun to explore. I just really like finding all the little nooks and crannies and the things to pick up and the sense of satisfaction of having a character that always feels like it's progressing. Like Hugh is always getting more abilities and they're satisfying to get, and Diana is always getting new things, and it's just really, really like it. I honestly, one of my favorites in quite some time. Capcom's killing it. Oh yes, I am using motion aiming. I'm using gyro controls for my aiming, of course, just like I am a Resident Evil, and it's the same company and it works exactly the same way. So it feels wonderful. Hacking a robot and then lining up my shot from far away with motion controls to shoot them in the head. Oh, it's great. It's so great. It works so good. But yeah, go play Pragmata. It's awesome. And then the only other thing I've been playing is I always do this. Beyond Words or Words Beyond?
Beyond Words.
Beyond Words. I'm playing Beyond Words when I'm at my desk and I'm waiting for something to upload or whatever. I'll play a few rounds there and I'm slowly making my way through it. I'm trying to clear every board, but some of the boards, as you said, are very challenging.
Yeah, there's 2 that are time limit ones that I can't even mess with,
Mhm.
and then there's one where your tiles don't have any points on them, and you don't have any power cards
Oh,
to start, and I forget what it's called, but it's called like depressing or something, and it's like a real sad face.
Oh, okay.
And, so it works.
Mm.
Won't be going back to that one.
2 things. I don't know why I just thought of it. One, I wanted to remind people that I already forgot. Beyond Words is made by former GoldenEye developers, 2 of them in particular. So they still got it. Just they're making different kinds of games. But in Pragmata, there's, as I mentioned, VR missions where you go in and you get coins for doing it, and coins are used on whatever. You get stuff for doing it, so it's worth doing it. But they have 3 levels of clearing them, like a gold, silver, bronze kind of thing. And you have to do different things to clear it. So it'll be like, beat the stage in 100 seconds. That gets you the first medal. Or beat the stage in 60 seconds, and that's the second medal. And then the third one is like, don't get hit, and that's the gold medal. So you don't have to get all of them, but because I'm enjoying the game so much, I'm getting the full medal rollout for each one of these because I'm really enjoying the VR missions too. And I did one last night, last night called Medic, where it was beat all these enemies in 100 seconds. I don't remember what else, and use enemies to damage each other. And it throws a lot of enemies at you. And getting this done in the time limit was like a lot. And I spent literally 2 nights trying to do it. And I just beat it last night. And I was like, oh, that is amazing. And it goes to show that even like in a moment where it was like very difficult, I didn't want to stop at all. I was just having that much fun with it. So seriously, one night I didn't do anything, but I spent like an hour and a half just doing VR missions and ended on that one. I went back to it the next day and finally cleared it. But it's good. It's all good. Go play it. Send your questions to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
goninpod@gmail.com.
Maybe I will.
They can be about Nintendo video games in general or whatever the hell you want. I want to make sure I go back up into the Discord and point out how great that picture is, Ice Dilbert, of Mom Brain covered up with Mr. Mime's face. It's phenomenal. Wanted to point that out. Today's question comes from PT. What would your idol animation be? Great question. We've been asked about our favorite idol animations before, but what would your idol animation be? Mine would be playing with Play-Doh, as I do all the time. I'd be rolling Play-Doh balls on my fingers. What else would I do? So what would be an idle animation for me?
Mom Brain, come here.
No talking.
Oh.
It has to be a movement that represents something I do. I can't think of.
Thumb flinking.
Oh, that's it. Yep, because they idle animations can make sounds, but they're not usually talking. Yeah, I do thumb flinking a lot. You're right, because I can't snap. That's a great one. You guys?
Or picking at your nails.
Idle? I do that a lot. Idle animations?
Probably like trying to hold in a fart and then like looking big-eyed at everybody after the unsuccessful hold.
I was going to say lots of unsuccessful tries, but yeah, that's a great one. Mom Brain, yours would be the classic from any game, sleeping. You'd like stand there and then look around and then curl up and fall asleep. Yeah. And that'd be perfect. You'd fit right in with Mario and a whole bunch of other games.
Be great.
Thank you for the question, PT. We also have a Patreon question. Mom Brain, did you know that you could join the Go Nintendo Patreon
For $1.
for $1? Aaron Cup did. And they asked this question. Hi, Pod Crew. I have a simple question for all of you beautiful people. What is the coolest thing you saw or did today? If nothing really pops into your thoughts for today, expand the timeline out to the past week. My favorite thing that I saw today was a really beautiful taxidermy passenger pigeon, a bird that went extinct from the USA in the 1880s, but a specimen I can still look at over 150 years later. I got to hold it carefully, which is just wild. Thanks for all you do and keep up the great work, making every day very bright and shiny. We will try. Aaron, thank you so much. Mom Brain, do you have the coolest thing you saw or did today?
Yes.
I thought you would. Go ahead.
The coolest thing I saw today was Piper.
Aw.
Yeah, she's so cool.
She's
And-
so cool.
And I yesterday took out all of her scratch boards and put them.
Coolest?
That's very cool.
You gotta watch
Um,
it. You gotta watch it afterwards.
And I put them all out in the living room. So she was sitting on one of those boards. There's like
In
10 of
heaven.
them. Yep.
Do go right ahead.
It's funny because Nikki Hill texted me this video like 5 minutes ago during the podcast.
Oh,
And I mentioned that you happened to send it literally to me this morning. So I put the video in the Discord. It's a weird animation of like an adult Garfield coming in and like not it's kind of like rotoscoped or something. Like I guess
it
it's
is definitely
over.
rotoscoped. Yeah.
So it's like basically somebody animated over a WWE wrestling match, and it looks like a human Garfield is like pile driving John or something. I don't know what the move is called,
he's
but
giving him an RKO. That's why he
Yes.
does the Randy Orton pose afterwards. They're telling a whole story there. It's yeah, I saw that and I was like, I know two people who need to see this right away. Here's the audio.
Practicing.
Hair buckle, we're all out of lasagna.
the Lorenzo music, I'm sure that's AI
I'm
or
sure it
whatever. Is I mean, it's a really nice touch.
Hair buckle, we're all out of lasagna. Yes, like that is definitely rotoscoped animation without a doubt. But I'm honored that I got that to you. That's the best thing you've seen today.
By far.
Me, coolest thing you saw or did today? Coolest thing I saw or did? I don't know. I guess I would just based on today. I'm going back on my TikToks to see if I saw anything that was cool or fun. It would have to be just taking a bath because I love baths. I was in the bath for a while, relaxing and reading and looking at websites and what?
I thought maybe I was the coolest thing you saw today.
The coolest? I hardly saw it. You were gone when I woke up. Do something cool.
How about the coolest thing you saw today being the
What's
Aldi
it?
party box I got you?
That is
That's pretty cool.
Or the Aldi pants I got
plates
you.
and Aldi cups, and I thought about that. I thought about saying that. I did.
Did you open them up?
The box?
The pants?
No.
Oh.
Do and I were talking about how they felt because they feel like they're made out of tent material, but
Yeah.
I'm totally down. They're gonna feel
Waterproof.
terrible.
And vice versa, urine proof.
That's definitely. I'll be testing both of those. So there's my answer. Thank you, Aaron Cup. Nothing as cool as your passenger pigeon. No.
Can I say the coolest thing I ever saw in my life
Sure.
was we have a friend who somehow or another had an in with Motley Crue, and we went to see them, and we went backstage, and I watched Nikki Sixx in his underpants smoke a cigarette while brushing his teeth. And I think that is the coolest thing I have ever seen in my entire life.
That like defeats the purpose of the
It's
toothbrush.
So, and he like comes out of the bathroom
Yeah.
in his underpants with a toothbrush, takes the toothbrush out, says something, takes a drag off the
Man,
cigarette,
that's
and then
funny.
continues brushing
That
his
is
teeth.
something you do just to. I feel like you're like, this is what rock stars do, and like.
But
you're
I
doing
don't. But I didn't get that vibe.
But how do you not think about what you're doing?
I-
And sure, I guess your teeth are cleaner.
mean,
and I guess your
it's-
breath would smell
It's
better.
Nikki
but-
Sixx. He's been through it. He does.
Right.
He's lucky. He knows what he's doing.
I guess so. All right, let's do music. Send your music to goninpod@gmail.com.
Where?
goninpod@gmail.com.
Maybe I will.
Put music in the title. How about your local
Hell.
mom brain? I got music. You want to hear it? You want to hear it? Oh.
Oh,
I'm ready.
Okie dokie. Are you? I'm so glad. The very first song that we have for this week comes to us from Mikey3319.
Eh.
This is very Urban Champion esque.
Ice Climbers?
It is not.
I know this. Wrecking Crew?
No.
Is it First Party?
I believe so.
Oh, Gyro Mike.
No.
Oh, I really thought that was it. Oh, I gotta get out of this one. Mario Brothers original?
No.
Balloon Fight?
No.
It's one of those early first-party games.
Yeah, I have no idea what this is.
It's not a sport.
No.
Did they have a puzzle, like some sort of puzzling game?
I can't give up on this. I'm trying to think of what like real old school first party games. Pinball? No. Is it with a character? Like a it's just a character.
Like a known character?
No, it's just a guy.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's pixelated, but I think so.
What is it? Is it like a orange-haired man?
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of that game.
And it looks to me like there's a picture of Rob the Robot on front. So
I thought Gyro might. Yeah, what is that game? I hate that it's literally first party Nintendo and I'm not going to get it. No sequels or anything, right?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
God damn it. It's not Gyrus. Something about piling stuff.
Close.
What is this thing? I'm in the library as a kid reading Nintendo Power, and I know I saw it in there, and I'm desperately. I can see the guy. Does the guy have like a big nose?
Yep.
And he's bald, but he has orange hair.
Yep.
Son of a bitch! All right, I can see the game. I'm like scanning through the page of Nintendo Power. It's not piles, but it's something. Not the disease. It's some like stack 'em.
Stack up.
Stack. Oh, I said stack 'em. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Nice, very good.
Holy
You did it.
crap,
Well done.
man!
This one comes from Human Fart.
That one. I thought I knew it off the bat, but now I don't. What system is this?
NES.
What NES game sounds like this? I'm so thrown. What is this? Is it a Famicom version? Is it very? I got nothing on this one.
I don't know.
No, I think it's the arcade version.
Ah, that would make sense. I don't know the song anyway, so.
It is Sky Kid.
I played Sky Kid like on a virtual console once, but don't know the music.
Mm.
This one comes from Kendall.
I don't even know where to guess. Have a system? It feels like GameCube
I mean,
or Wii. No, it feels more like GameCube. to
I
me.
felt like it was Wii, but they say Switch.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah, I have no idea what this is.
Oh, this is that instrument. I gotta look something up. I think that instrument, when I hear that instrument, I think of David Wise. That's now I really think of David Wise.
So what's
Yeah,
Correct.
okay, yeah. And then it's Snake Pass.
yes. Was that on
That-
Switch?
Yeah, that's Switch. That was when the Switch first launched. That was a very early game for Switch. I really like that game. Snake, yeah. Those two instruments that came in later in the song, that whatever, I don't know what that is. It was David Wise. That's him. I
the
don't know.
donkey whistle and the Kong Kwang.
Yes, exactly.
Of course. This one comes from Cat Just.
This also feels like GameCube or even N64.
It's neither.
Wow. F me in the A. Now I don't know what it is. Oh, wait a minute. Marble Madness?
No.
That was a note progression for Marble Madness. Yeah.
I like this song.
That note progression is Marble Madness.
Yeah.
I didn't know what version of Marble Madness this would be. I got nothing.
I like it though.
Give it up.
Yeah.
It was on the Wii U and it was Affordable Space Adventure.
Oh, I played that. I liked that too. My parents played that for Parents Play. I don't recognize that song at all, but I liked that game.
Here's a ditty from PT.
Come on. Come on. I got two guesses. I know it's Way Forward. Mighty Switch Force? 2?
Yes.
I was going to say I got two guesses. What a surprise. A Way Forward game with bangers. By Bert.
Right. This
Great game, great soundtrack.
song is from Kalta.
Is this Cyberpunk?
No.
I thought the same thing. I can picture old Johnny Silverhand walking out right now. Okay, so it's not Cyberpunk, but is it like Cyberpunk related? Okay. Shadow Man. Turok. What's this one?
Switch.
How about it's not. I want to say Reclaimer, but that's not the name.
Oh, the one with Rutger Hauer in it?
Oh, I wasn't. Yeah, what the hell's the name of that?
The investigator, the
God, I can't remember the name of that. Bloober Team made it. I ain't got nothing on this on Switch, and it's like, what could this be?
Specifically, I suppose I could say Switch 2.
Oh, that makes a big difference. Can we guess Cyberpunk again?
Sure, you
I got nothing. I don't know.
Oh, what could it be on Switch 2? It has to be something.
Nothing's coming to mind right away. I honestly don't know.
I mean, think of like all the third-party games that just came to Switch 2.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot, but I can't think of anything that makes sense. Like third-party games on Switch 2.
Control. Perfect Dark. I don't know.
Third-party grungy games on Switch 2. I'm drawing a blank. Let it hurt me.
Resident Evil 9.
Wow.
Well, I don't have an excuse because maybe I didn't hear that song. Do you? What is that? What does it say?
Leon's Combat
Huh.
theme music.
Maybe we both heard that.
I mean, I didn't notice any of the music in that game.
I don't think. Here's the song I think of for Resident Evil. The save room music, and that's it. What else am I going to do from Resident
Wow,
Evil?
rare RMCL.
I mean, how are you supposed to do it? Go ahead.
Boom, boom, gung, gung, gung. You're right. I mean, you're way better at singing than I am anyway. But
It's not an easy song to do.
You're true.
Here's one for my Stillbert.
Some sports game.
I don't think so.
I also can't tell if it's. Is it Game Boy?
I'm looking
No,
that up.
no. Is it NES? It's NES.
I believe it's NES, but originally it was made for the Commodore 64.
Oh, dude, go ahead. All yours. Where we're getting our asses rocked.
Like Olympic Games? No, it's not sports.
It is not a sport.
Just name any Commodore 64 games you know.
Yeah, I mean, there's. I mean, it's none of the ones that I'm thinking of.
Well, give us one and then we'll let it go. Any Commodore 64.
Okay, well, there's Street Sports Baseball.
Nope.
There's Up and Down.
Nope.
There's Spy Hunter.
No.
There's Mule.
Uh-uh.
There's Ghostbusters.
No.
There's baseball. There's
We don't know.
I don't know.
Thank you for trying.
Defender of the Crown.
I didn't have that one.
Don't know it at all.
So sorry. Here's a little ditty from Travis Z.
Love it. Is this NES?
Yes. No, I'm sorry, Game Boy.
It is Game Boy. I feel like I know this.
Yeah.
Okay, is this like a mascot game? As in like a cartoon or something?
No, I don't think so.
I'm gonna need to know the company. I know this is not right. This song is screaming the game Palamedes to me, and I want to see if it's the same company or. Why do I know this song? It's very good, like quality-wise. Is this first party?
Yes.
It's so high quality, it makes me think
It's not a
first party.
Wario or a Kirby or something. I mean, you would know.
It's not Pokemon. It doesn't sound like Pokemon at all.
Nope.
It's
really
just
good, though.
Mole Mania?
It is.
Oh,
I don't remember the soundtrack to Mole Mania. Oh. I was just going through what it could have possibly been. Man, it's a Bob.
Total top.
amazing.
Family chat is blowing up.
We got fresh tats.
They heard about the Scrabble talk.
This one comes from Slider64.
I have a thought, but I don't want to sound stupid. What do you think? You need to hear more.
The LSD is kicking in.
Blinding me. Okay, Game Boy. And someone is clearly going all out on a game that probably doesn't deserve it. I have no idea.
I give up.
Which was Spot the video game.
Oh,
Like the 7-Up spot?
Yeah, if it was Spot on the NES, I would know that. Remember
Is that
Spot
it?
on the
Or
NES?
do I have another one?
One more, I think. This is the one.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but give the people what they want.
Guybone sends us this one.
Get our butts handed to us this time. I tell you, I don't like it. What system is this?
This is on the DS.
All right, I can forgive it. I really don't have any idea.
I got nothing.
It was iCarly on the DS.
Did not know that.
Oh, okay.
So there we have it.
Man, we got 4
was
out
rough.
of 10. This was a rough week. We've been doing pretty good lately, but
6 out of 9.
man, what a bummer. Well, sorry to end the show on such a sour note, but it is
Oh.
what it is.
Don't worry. We'll sweeten it up a little bit with a little something called Deux Views. It's never news. Rumor of the week with Dew Michaels. So, ladies and gentlemen,
I thought I was starring.
as you know, I send my spiders and my flies all over the video game realm so that they can hide in the corners and hide in the walls and get all up in the business of the video game folks that are making these games and bring us some rumors that are just here. You're never going to find them anywhere else. So it's all very exciting. I know. Let's hold our horses. There is a note on this particular rumor that I was just handed. It says here, oh, we're doing something new this week with Deux Views, something never done before. Usually it's rumors that we bring to you, but this one is actually a true, absolutely 100% true news story.
Wow.
And so true that you should take it to the bank. So, ladies and gentlemen, we spoke earlier about that guy that was looking all over the place for the Wild Gunman arcade reels. He found reel A, reel B, and parts of reel C. He's just looking for reel D. Well, guess what? He's gonna have to make it himself, and he's hired the one and only Walton Goggins to act in the remake of Reel D for the Wild Gunman. yeah, that's the one. That's the one thing. So it's kind of, in a way, it's DLC for an arcade game from the 70s. So think about that, people. And that's the rumor of the week.
What it costs, I am in. I am buying it. Well, Goggins as a cowboy, as the Grinch in Wild Gunman. I'm all over it. All over it. Smartest business decision Nintendo has ever made. That W. Goggins is real hot right now. He's in everything everywhere, and it's about time he does enough shows that are based on video games. We need more Gogs in video games. So it's about time.
That's what I think.
And that's all we got for this episode. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye.
There was something I was gonna say, but it's gone. Mom, Brain, any final thoughts for us for this episode?
Can't think of anything. Aw.
Get ready, people, because we were enjoying some nice weather, and now it's back to shovel.
Yeah, it's gonna get cold again. What the heck?
53 tomorrow,
bring in my
49 a
catnip.
day after, and
And
then 60s for most of the week.
Yeah, what the heck?
We were living high on the hog for a while there. It was almost like summer was here, but nope, back
It's a good
to
thing.
winter.
Good thing you got those.
Look who it is.
Wow, it's Peepa.
Perfect timing.
Hey, girl.
It's a good thing you got those Aldi pants for this week. You'll be nice and warm.
I with the amount of time I wear pants now, they will probably be put on soon, and I'm sure taken off very quickly after, because I can't imagine they are anywhere near comfortable. So, we'll
No
see.
wonder you didn't even think about Diana from Pragmata not wearing pants, because you hate wearing pants.
I wear them all the time, and I still hate it. That's very true. I have unfortunately had more than my fill of that talk since before the game even came out because, of course, people are terrible about that and are causing all kinds of horrible conversations.
I mean, I can see why people. I haven't played it. I've just played the demo. I can see why people would take a little bit of offense to the way she's dressed, but that's just me. I don't have a young daughter, so I don't know.
I mean, again, she's. I'm not saying people that are taking offense are right or wrong. It's whatever. But she's wearing shorts. Like I'm. It's shorts. I mean, I don't
Hey,
know.
man, I don't care. It's a man's world. I'm down with it. Ever since Lara Croft, I've been down with it, so it's fine.
Well, this is a very different situation. Yeah, I just, I'm all up for the debate, and if somebody wants her to wear pants or whatever, that's fine by me. I'm not gonna be like, no, leave her in the shorts. It's fine. I don't look at it as anything at all. But if people are uncomfortable and want pants, then yeah, put pants on her. But the bigger pushback is the other side of things for people who are looking at that in a way that is not good and obviously are making things uncomfortable for people, and that's where all the conversation is about those horrible people. So it's been there's been months of that conversation, and now that the game is out, things are only getting more worse because people are complaining that she should wear pants. It's that the evil people are doing evil things. So it is what it is. So yeah,
the evil people in real life, you're saying, are doing.
Yeah, what would I
things?
be talking about?
I don't know, like the bad corporation that made a robot girl that has no pants.
No. I'm talking about people in real life.
Okay.
How they are interacting with the game. Bad people.
Okay. I don't need to know. I don't want to know. I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just curious at what point you're going to be like, this might be a little too sexualized for my taste. But with the things you like, you never got there. So I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't look at that as sexual content to me. Like, that is not sexualized. That is just a kid wearing shorts. I don't see, like, if she was like climbing all over Hugh and like getting in close with him and like trying to kiss him and like, I'd be like, this is gross. What the hell's going on here? Like, I look at it like any movie or TV show. When I see a kid that's wearing shorts, that's what I like it. None of that stuff ever crosses my mind. When people bring up that and they're like, I don't like that she's in shorts because of creepos, then I'm like, okay, I understand that. Yes, if you want pants on her, yes, that's fine. But yeah, when I saw the original character design, that's not even a thought that ever crossed my mind. But then the conversation came up quickly thereafter, and I was like, ugh. So it's all listen, the internet's all kind of terrible, and that's all there is to it.
Not just the internet.
Oh, yes. The real people everywhere are terrible.
I don't know. I mean, maybe.
Oh, there you go. Ice Dilbert shows pants is an option. There you go. I haven't gotten that outfit yet. What is it? Let's talk about the real important thing here. What the hell is that hairstyle? It's like a 50-year-old mom that just woke up out of bed. Like, that's terrible hair.
No, they just made Resident Evil 9 and they were like, let's just put the.
Somebody just died outside. What was that?
That was a scary sound.
Holy crap. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say they made Resident Evil 9 and they were like, we need a kid for this new game. Let's put the exact same looking kid from Resident Evil 9 in it.
Tendivision says evil people do evil things no matter what you do. Why does the guy look like Godzilla? It's cool. Hugh is wearing a different suit there too. Yeah, in the game you unlock new costumes by filling out this bingo board in the game, and I've been doing the bingo board because you get the coins from doing the VR missions, which I have a lot of fun with. So I will say I've been very disappointed by Hugh's options because they are all like I like Hugh's base design, but after that it's like, here's a bigger suit, and also here's another bigger suit, but the visor's red, and I'm like, no, I want that damn Mega Man suit if that's real. I don't know if it's real or not, but this Diana this is terrible. I love that she has pants as an option, but this gear altogether, unless it means something, and I haven't gotten to that part in the game yet, it's like a lame outfit, right?
You're talking to the outfit guy.
I know, that's why I want your opinion.
I mean, Yeah, it's lame. I mean,
Okay.
it doesn't seem to match the aesthetic of the game. So
Mhm.
I would rather have an oversized coat, pantless sidekick, I guess.
I have a aqua oversized coat with like a futuristic visor that she's
Yeah,
wearing, and that's fine.
cool.
Really, I'm only, I don't really care about costumes at all in games, but I'm just
I
going
do.
through them because I want to see if the Mega Man one is
Yeah.
real. And I know it's going to be like, it'll be one of those situations where it's like, beat every VR mission and complete the whole game and then get 100%. And as a reward, here's the Mega Man costume. And I'm like, I already played the game. Now I don't
Right,
need the damn
exactly.
costume, but whatever. This Diana costume is throwing me for a loop. This is so.
Is it real? That's a real thing.
I'm taking Ice Dilbert at face value here and believing it is a real costume. Oh my god, SD, what if you had a Star Fox jacket? Now you're talking.
That'd be cool.
Yes, let me make this abundantly clear, and I think I can speak for Deux here without needing to okay it with him. We are not interested in children wearing sexualized costumes. It's like kids in beauty pageants and stuff like that. That all makes, I know it makes me uncomfortable. I'm sure it makes Deux uncomfortable as well. So yes, give me Diana wearing costumes of other Capcom characters. Make Diana Roll, or make Diana Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins, or make Diana Jill Valentine with she's the one that wears the beret, right? Give me this.
You know damn well who wears
I
the beret.
swear to God, I think it's Jill, but
You're
I'm not
exactly
sure.
right.
So give me beret.
Don't act like you don't like Resident Evil anymore. All right.
Okay. Do you know me to ever pretend like something isn't true? I'm terrible with names. I
nailed it.
I'm just making. I wasn't sure.
You nailed it.
I wasn't sure. I know
just
there's
saying,
Jill.
there's a lot of chatter.
I know there's Rebecca Cheddar. I know Chris.
Is there Cheddar?
And I know Leon. And I know. Listen,
you got
someone
them
I know
all.
for real is Barry. Like Barry,
You got
I'm 100%
them
on.
all.
But if you showed me a picture of like,
you'd know every single one of them. I'm gonna do it after we close this out, and you'll get everyone.
Jill. I honestly don't know. The second game. Is that Jill?
No.
That's Rebecca?
No. Now you can stop.
I'm being real.
You're
I'm being for real. Who is it?
It's Claire.
Okay, Claire. I probably would have. It would have taken me a very long time to remember the name.
It's a shame.
I'm being dead serious. Yeah, but I'm terrible with names and a whole bunch of stuff.
It's okay. I'm just teasing you a bit because.
Oh no, it's fine.
You've had Resident Evil, brand new mainline Resident Evil for quite a while now, and we're not playing it. It's like we never left class to call GameStop, or at the time Babbage's, and see if the new Resident Evil was in it. It's like who cares?
I
over.
don't know if you actually listen to me when I'm talking, because I
literally
do not have the time to play.
I know you don't have time, but like you had time to play other things, so it's like
what? Pragmata, which I played for review, and Beyond Words, which I'm playing at my desk in between work. And if I'm on the treadmill, I'm watching stuff.
Okay.
There's no time where I'm like, I'm gonna play something, and I just don't.
Look,
there's so much I want to play.
What have you played last week and the week before? There were a couple things that you like devoured.
Well, I can look at my list.
Like Pokopia, for instance, which
I haven't played in 2 weeks.
But like when you were playing it, you were devouring it, and like
Resident
Evil, you're just like, I played 5 minutes of it, and that's that.
Because Pokopia and Resident Evil are two completely different types of games. Like when I sit down to play Pokopia, I know I do whatever I want whenever I want to do it. And with Resident Evil, I have to lock in and really play. Like I gotta I'm playing it in a different way. Like you got to really pay attention and do stuff.
Doesn't sound fun when you make it like that.
No, I mean, it's a type of, like one game is an action game that keeps you on the edge of your seat, and one game is a nothing game where you do whatever you want. Like they're two completely different kinds of experiences. So if depending on how much time I have and depending on what I'm doing, Pokopia will be the one I'll go to, because I'll be like, I'm just going to ease into whatever. Or Resident Evil, I'm like, okay, I'm ready to knock out a couple chapters.
I totally get it. And I'm half giving you crap. I know, you're the king of video games and you're the king of honesty. I know this sounds sarcastic, but I'm being real.
I believe
so.
it.
So to just know that like the king of video games who's loved Resident Evil since he was young has a brand new Resident Evil out, and he's just like,
I'm not, Ed. See, that's where
I
you're
feel-
putting on your own thing.
But
You're
I
just-
feel like if you want it, like for instance, last night we didn't play Fortnite at the midnight hour, not the literal midnight hour, but like at 0 hour,
yes,
we could have played, and then we ended up not. And you were like, well, I'll just watch this episode of the show. And it's like, well, that was time you could have played Resident Evil if you
Now-
really wanted to.
Now you tell me why I didn't do that, because there's a definitive 100% reason.
Well, because I asked you to watch the show.
No, well, that yes. Also, there is that point that needs to be
but
brought
this
up.
has
Yes.
nothing to do with me.
I was bringing it up, or I was watching it because you wanted me to watch it, and I jumped on it. But I was going on the treadmill at 10:30. I'm not going to play Resident Evil for 50 minutes and then go on the treadmill.
Well, I didn't know that the treadmill had a schedule like that. It turns off after 11:30, and
If
you can
we-
only start it from 10:30 to
If
11:30.
we play,
I didn't realize.
I want to get the treadmill. So I'll tell you. So now that I have to explain this, I'll tell you everything. If we are playing Fortnite, I get on the treadmill at 11 o'clock because I want to get the walk done as soon as I can get it done for the next day. So that means if we're not playing Fortnite, I get on the treadmill at 10:30 because that means I'm done just a little bit
30
after
minutes
12
earlier, and
which
then-
is the next day. So that counts as my next day. So the earliest I will ever walk is 10:30 at night. And the only thing that stops me from doing that is Fortnite or work. And then as soon as those are finished, I go to the treadmill. That's how every single day works. So 10:30, if we're not playing Fortnite, I'm on the treadmill unless something crazy work is going on. So that's what I did last night. I was like, there's not enough time in between now and the treadmill, so I'll watch the show. I looked up how long the show was, and it said 50-something minutes. I was like, okay, I can do that. I did that, and then I got on the treadmill.
I believe everything you're saying. I really do. I honestly do. It's just as somebody who's known you for a very long time, I guess I'm just sad that you don't have more time to play these games that you should be enjoying. And
Now
I
that
feel
I
like it's
agree with.
all. I feel, and I know you're having fun with the stuff you are playing, but like I feel like it's very regimented, where it's like you're not letting the fun dictate what you do. You're letting like your regimented brain that needs to do X, Y, and Z, and like that's the way you're wired, so that's fine.
No, that's
But, like-
completely wrong. That's
but I
100%
just
wrong.
I would love it if you were just like the guy that was excited to play a new Resident Evil
I
again.
am.
How long are you going to be excited for till you're
Before
till you
Resident,
explode?
before
Like,
Resident Evil came out, before
it's like
Requiem
blue
came out,
balls of
I was
Resident
talking to you
Evil.
about how it was the most excited I've been for Resident Evil in a very long time, and you were not that excited for it.
Yeah, and then I'm
And
the
all-
one who played it and loved it, and you played half of it and were like, eh.
No, I'm not like this. You're putting all this stuff on me. I am in love with Resident Evil. I am enjoying every single bit of it. I have almost no complaints about it. I love everything I've done so far. But there are certain times when I know I won't be able to put in the time with it that I want to, because Pokopia, you can pick up and put down whenever. There's nothing going on where the game is going to have you doing something where you can't just stop wherever it's at. With Resident Evil, you have save rooms that you have to get to. I cannot definitively know that when I'm going to walk or when I got to work that I'll be able to save the game. So like between 1:30 and 2 in the morning, when I'm usually done with work, that's when I can play Resident Evil. And then if something does come up for work, I'll pause the game, I'll run upstairs, I'll do it, and then I'll come back downstairs and play. So that's when I play Resident Evil. That's the time when that works. And then Pragmata was different because I was doing that for review. So and I'm still not done with Pragmata, and I played Pragmata as much as I could.
I get it. You're busy. You're very, very busy.
But again, on top of all that, there's shows too. And like there's so many shows that I'm watching that they don't all fit when I'm on the treadmill. So it's like, okay, am I gonna watch the show? If I don't watch the show, I'll fall behind. Are all the episodes out now? Also, I want to play this game. I have too many things that I want to do. And usually how I end up deciding what I'm going to do is what time it is and what I have time for. And more often than not, it's easier to watch an episode of a show or play some Beyond Words or Pokopia, which are games that I do want to play because they fit within my schedule. But when I get a block of time that I can play something, it'll be Resident Evil or it'll be Pragmata or it'll be whatever. Like I looked at my list of games that I've played. I've played and finished 2 games this year. That's it. That's all that I've played and finished. And We're in April. Like we're 4 months into the year already.
But the list of in progress is astounding.
Astronomical, more than it's ever been ever. Yeah, that's my schedule right now. That's between. You don't know how much time I think about like if I wasn't walking on the treadmill, I'd be playing a lot more games. That's what it really is. The treadmill threw me for a loop, and I'm like, well, I can't stop the treadmill, damn it. And there are certain things I'll play on the treadmill, but I don't want to play Resident Evil Requiem on the Switch 2 portable, propped up on front of the treadmill. Like I don't want to play it like that.
That makes sense.
So yes, I need more time, which is what I write about all the time on Patreon. But as for today's time on the podcast, we are done. So thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Play some games. Hang out with friends and family. Rest, relax. You deserve it. And we will see you next week. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye. We